Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Sword arms calling from the grid, it's time to fight. Alpha 5 is freaking out, aye tonight. The Theta Ranger, cosmic power in his hand, analyzing movies while defending the land. He's the geeky hero with the brain so strong, breaking down the lore while he's morphing along. From sci-fi to comics, he theorizes it all, but when monsters attack, he answers the call. From the Morphin Grid, a power cosmic flows, deep sword is rising up and Golden's going toe-to-toe. Sword's watching through the glow, guiding him to fight. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, where Rangers shine so bright. Where Theta's scheming, making monsters grow, but Theta's got his intellect, he's stealing the show. With his Thetazord stomping 20 stories tall, no putty patrol or sorcery can make him fall. He dissects tropes with his mighty mind, a warrior for nerds, one of a kind. But when the grid's in peril, he steps away, from analyzing trilogies to saving the day. To the Morphin Grid, the power surges high, Theta Ranger takes a stand, no monster will get by. Alpha shouts, Theta, hurry up, the Earth's under attack. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, there's no turning back. Zed sends his beast, Boulder leads the charge, but Theta's blade and wits leave him fully discharged. Cosmic energy flows from his morphin coin, when chaos erupts, the Theta Ranger joins. The viewing globe reveals a city in flames, monsters growing bigger, but it's all the same. The sword comes alive and the battle is won. Theta Ranger's legacy has only just begun. To the Morphin Grid, a power cosmic flows, the sword is rising up and Golden's going toe-to-toe. Sword's watching through the glow, guiding him to fight. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, where Rangers shine so bright. Now the grid's at peace for now, it seems. Theta Ranger scheming nerdy dreams, analyzing films, comic shows on the side, but he's always ready for the next grid ride. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Theta Ranger, welcome home. Now the grid's at peace for now, it seems. Theta Ranger scheming nerdy dreams, analyzing films, comic shows on the side, but he's always ready for the next grid ride. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Theta Ranger, welcome home.
Welcome to the Morphin Grid, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Once again, we have the Radio Demon ALASTOR.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I can get used to this digitized existence. Maybe there's something that Vox is telling me that I don't know.
It's a pleasure having you, Radio Demon. Thank you for showing up again. It's a pleasure the first time, but it's going to be even better the second time. You know what they say? First is the worst, second is the best. But in this case, first was also awesome. So what can we expect this time? It's going to be awesome. Let's go through the chat and say hello to all the good people that have shown up tonight. A lot of people. We have Calderon's minions first. We have Gunner, of course, the master. Casey Azowski, thank you so much for showing up. And the $10 chat. You know what to do. Play it. Power up for you, Casey Azowski. You're in the Morphin Grid now. That's right. Casey Azowski, a member at the one with the Morphin Grid for 3 months now. That is amazing. I'm speechless, man. Thank you so much for your support. You are a ranger at the core. And once we get this role-playing game started, I can't wait to have you be a part of it, man. Start thinking about your superhero character because we are going to save the world. You're going to be a part of it. Casey is out. Gunner, Lemon Pie, thank you so much for being here, Lemon Pie. Penny, awesome. Soul Calderon's Minion. Suzanne, Mama Bear, thank you so much for being here.
Hello, my dear. Hopefully life is treating you well.
I hope so too. I hope that everybody is ready for a grand new year. 2025 is the year. I feel it's going to be the year for growth for everybody. It's going to be amazing. I have to let y'all know about for 2025, and I hope that y'all are excited about it. Oh, and look, Stark of Iron's in the chat as well. That's awesome.
Of course, Mr. Stark has to be here because he's currently watching himself with libation because he performed quite an amicable cover. I'm going to have to step up my game and show him who's really the talented individual in our cadre. But it's a pleasure to see you, Mr. Stark. Hopefully life is treating you well, especially after that last bit of torture. Yes?
Yeah, that last that stream that you were on just now with Rob Wright and Heather L. And Wes. Yeah, you did an amazing. So I've never heard of. I've heard the band Man of War, but I've never actually heard their music before. But that song that you sang at the end was just all pun intended music to my ears. It was beautiful, and it really makes me want to check them out. So,
definitely give them a spin. It's a little bit after my time, but music is music, and audio is the theater of the mind. We need to preserve it.
Exactly. It's the last little bit of art that we have left in us. It's one thing that it can be changed, but for the most part, when it comes from the heart and it comes from your creativity, there's nothing you can do to take it away. It means something special to you and to everybody that listens to it. So yeah, it's something that can't be turned into woke garbage if it came from a place of your real creative juices. So, but yeah, thank you so much for being here, Stark, Gunner, anybody else that I missed? Lemon Pie, Penny, Shit Farmer, awesome. I love a good Shit Farmer.
Do you farm for methane or for fiber?
I'm wondering that too. I wonder if there is a lucrative dealing in shit farming these days, because I know there's a lot of shit out there. So you gotta do something with it. Might as well farm it. And French Beer Glass, thank you so much for being here as well. Always a pleasure. Hail Tony and Lemon Pie. Hail everybody. Y'all are all amazing. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to share a little something with y'all. We are, I'm turning a one-off skit into a series. So this thing that I've been working on has just been growing and growing in my mind. The script that I've been writing for this thing called Dead Franchise Busters, which Tony helped. I mean, he's really the creative spark that helps get this flowing in my head. But once it got flowing, I couldn't stop it. And there's a whole story here to be told. And I'm really wanting to put a lot of effort into it. I want to hire a couple of actors. I want to get some props made and stuff, and maybe hire out a location for an evening and to be able to film some of the scenes that I want to do. But I really want to make this as professional as possible. If you don't know, I was in the entertainment industry, not to the degree that Gary Ambrosia or some of those other great people were, but I've done a lot of local independent films and stuff.
Did you know that Gary Ambrosia has an IMDb page and quite a resume?
I have an well, I mean, I'm not gonna, try and do a dick measuring contest with Gary because I know he'll win. But I have an IMDb page myself, actually. I have films that are on that were on Netflix for a while. They're on Amazon Prime now. So not to toot my own horn, but I have a little bit of some street cred in in that arena too. Not as much as Gary, and I would love any motivating words or any advice that he may have for me, and maybe in the future I can get in contact with him and he can maybe walk me through some stuff, give me some advice of how to start this. But I have a lot of ideas, and I don't know if I should start. I mean, right now I just need to get on my feet again. Need to make sure that I get another client or two and get myself back into a stable position, get my car running again. That way I can at least go do DoorDash when I am running low on groceries and stuff like that. I still do need your help out there. I do have all my bills paid. I am running low on food though, and I'm sending out resumes and trying to find new clients. So any help on the GoFundMe front or PayPal or anything, especially since YouTube refused to pay me this month. But that
if I may interject.
Yeah.
If you require any kind of copyright assistance, website design, any kind of management material, if you're out there and would like somebody to be able to handle the logistics and the day-to-day operations of your business venture, look no further than our good friend Thetazord, also known as Brandon to some. He's quite good at what he does. I've seen his work.
Yes, I have a LinkedIn page where I have testimonials from ex-clients that have that can assure you that I'm very easy to work with and that I've increased their traffic and their income significantly. Their traffic by 900 to 1200%. Their daily gross $500 extra a day than they were, up to $10,000 a month from just the couple of months that they were working with me. So if you have a business, a local business, online business, if you sell courses, whatever you sell, I can up your income and your being seen on the internet through SEO, search engine optimization, and stuff like that. So thank you so much for plugging that, Alistair. I appreciate that.
Remember, always plug your trade first. Everyone will assist you in due time, but we need to get you back on the clock, my good fellow.
Exactly, and I'm ready. Like, I have so much that because right now I'm spending my time trying to send out some cold emails to businesses that I'd like to work with, but there's always people that I might miss. And if you're somebody that is in need of somebody to get your business out there and seen by the right people, I'm your guy. I'll do you good, and I'll work cheap, especially for people that mention this channel and that support the channel. I'm willing to work with you and do everything that I do for most people for under what I would charge normally. So in that case, I just like to let y'all know I love y'all so much, and any support, whether it's just checking this program out. We're going to be doing a lot more gaming streams and stuff like that. But once I do get steady in my finances, I am going to be seeing about getting producers, getting people that will want to support this project. I'm going to be making a teaser trailer for what this project is, and I'll be getting that out probably in the next couple of weeks. And then I'll probably start some kind of fundraiser to help get the props that I need and stuff like that. So just wanted to share that with all of y'all, and hopefully but there were people in here like Gunner that heard the theme song and stuff like that, but we're going to get that started. And I have so much there's so much going. I'm going to be putting out probably a 30-minute show every month. And by the end of the year, we should have, a good amount of content for that particular thing. And then we'll, if y'all enjoy it as much as I hope that y'all do, y'all will, then, we'll go from there. But anyway, now that I plugged all that stuff and I let y'all know what's in my head and got it all out there for you, ALASTOR, you want to do a little ditty before we start this horror Vincent Price?
Are you looking at yours truly? I suppose we can have an opening number. I figured that you wanted to perform opening numbers, but sure. Hey, Hoboman! Hey, Dappadan! You both got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be Beau Brummely, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on the main street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear, and not from head to toe that matters. So, Senator, so, Janitor, so long for a while, you're never fully dressed without a smile. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. In my heart I have but one desire, and that one is you. No other will do. I've lost all ambition for critical acclaim. I just want to be the one you love. And with your admission that you feel the same, I will have the goal I'm dreaming of. Believe me, I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart.
Yeah, that's right. Whoa. Is that me?
Well, it looks like we've launched one. Looks like a Minuteman B3 on top of that.
Nice.
Anybody got any marshmallows?
All right. Are y'all ready for this now? We're going to be getting into the Vincent Price Hour.
Lovely.
All right. Let me know if y'all can hear this. If y'all have any issues, we'll fix it right away. All right. Are we good?
Suspense.
Loud and clear.
This is the Man in Black, here to introduce Columbia's program, Suspense. Heading our Hollywood cast tonight is the distinguished American actor, the star of the Broadway suspense drama Angel Street, who has recently returned to this coast to resume his film career, Mr. Vincent Price. Tonight's suspense play, which presents Mr. Price, and which is produced and directed by William Spear, relates an episode of recent years in the unfriendly Nazi capital of Berlin. The Strange Death of Charles Umberstein by E. Jack Newman is tonight's tale of suspense. If you have been with us before, you will know that suspense is compounded of mystery and suspicion and dangerous adventure. In this series are tales calculated to intrigue you, to stir your nerves, to offer you a precarious situation, and then withhold the solution until the last possible moment. And so, with The Strange Death of Charles Umberstein, and with the performance of Vincent Price, we again hope to keep you in suspense.
Ooh, I just saw this. Stark of Iron says he'll be matching members. The first 10 donated, and he'll match and make it 20. Let's get some new members up in here to start the year. I don't have any to give out until the first, but hey, let's get this going. Thank you so much, Tony.
And
I was infuriated to think I had been trapped. The thought that someone had discovered my intentions maddened me to the breaking point. Nothing had slipped. Everything had run smoothly as I had planned. No evidence, not the slightest trace, nothing. And yet...
That's what she said!
Trapped.
That was
Why?
funny.
How? Let me see. Papers in my briefcase, train ticket, information forwarded safely to my office. And he knew. How? But he did
The
know.
incident, my good
I
fellow.
stood quietly in my room, watching him, watching me, waiting for me, standing by the lamppost beneath my window, knowing he had trapped me, waiting for me. I recognized him almost immediately. Captain von Hind. Once before I had seen him briefly in Herr Miller's office. I had been working on some corrections. Herr Miller was escorting him through the plant on an inspection tour. They stopped for a moment outside my office. I glanced up as Herr Miller gestured my way through the partially open door.
Aha, Herr Hauptmann. Das ist unser neuer Architekt.
so, ist Ihr neuer Architekt.
Much love to you, Penny.
They were talking about me. My heart stopped.
Welcome, West
He
Eagle.
was explaining how I had been recommended by the Fuhrer himself for my qualification. They continued on their tour. Herr Miller explained later when I went to his office.
YouTube's been weird to me.
Umberstein, there you are.
Herr Miller, you sent for me?
Yes, Umberstein. This morning, when Captain von Hind and myself passed by your office, I knew it was you.
You knew it was me.
Yeah. Captain von Hind is head of Gestapo intelligence in this area. He was conducting a routine inspection this morning, and it was he who suggested that
What?
Well, since your recommendations were by the Führer himself,
Yes.
Nazis
Your
and their
work,
routine
yes.
inspections.
I knew you were the man when I passed by today.
My work?
Oh, no, of course, not that. Why, you have become one of our best men.
Oh, thank you, Herr Miller.
No, this is it.
Yes, Herr Miller.
No, not
Through
that.
various posts, we are releasing more prints on munitions areas in this country and other countries. You are to be in complete charge of their release from the war.
I understand, Herr Miller. As a citizen of the Reich, I am greatly honored that I have been given such an opportunity.
An opportunity to show your loyalty.
An honor.
I will give you the combinations. You will see that no other person enters the war.
Of course, Herr Miller.
Now,
One
think
moment,
over.
Umberstein.
Yes?
I think I should tell you that a few months ago in one of the neighboring plants, the Gestapo apprehended a spy.
Yes?
He was working for an enemy espionage service, found in possession of certain vital documents which he had access to in his work.
And what did they learn from him?
Oh, many things.
What, this is Hitler's
He was
news?
reluctant to speak at first, but it's difficult to hold out indefinitely. Well, he finally gave them enough information to locate other agents who had filtered in.
It was well he was detected.
Oh, yes. The Gestapo is still on the alert for some of his co-workers, still expected to arrive.
Gestapo.
Of course, they are ignorant of his confession
Nein.
and his fate.
You know, just one vowel
So, Herr
difference.
Umberstein, I must warn you to
Nice
take all
bowl of
necessary
tomato
steps
soup.
against the possibility of espionage. We cannot be too careful.
I shall be careful.
In you, Umberstein, is exemplified the efficiency.
Maybe that's
of
what
the
he
Third
means.
Reich.
He just has like.
I know every time that I do a World War II joke, I get a couple of tomatoes thrown at me, and they're not warm at all, my good fellow.
Looked down on the street. I watched him standing there. I kept asking myself, how could he know? This Captain Von Hind, how could he know? The plan was perfect, the best yet, and yet I was discovered, trapped. It was a late Saturday afternoon, and the silence of the day hung heavy in the room. Outside it was cold, very cold, but in my room it was warm, stuffy. The radiator hissed and spewed as though it were the judge of the events to come. I was almost angry at it. A radiator. It was still light enough that he might see me as I crossed a raised window. He wasn't aware.
That's why I put all of my trust into a
carburetor.
carburetor.
Now he stood there, waiting for me to return. I lay down on the bed, smoking, my thoughts troubled by the one question, how? How had he discovered me? Safely, I had avoided all connections with anyone who might have a chance to spy on my work. There was not the least cause for suspicion. An established citizen of the Reich, well-recommended, pure Aryan, employed as an architect in one of the country's largest munitions plants. Certainly there was no reason for him to suspect me, the Gestapo, this Captain Von Hind, waiting to take me. Fräulein Keller. Fräulein Keller. Absurd.
Do take care, Susanna.
But could you ever trust a woman? Fräulein Keller. Did I give her any reason at all? Good morning, Fräulein.
Oh, good morning.
My name is Charles Umberstein, and I am to be at the munitions factory near here. I wish to take a room.
Oh?
One facing the outer street, Fräulein, if you can accommodate me.
Oh, I think so. We have one. It is on the second floor, overlooks the street corner.
Oh, fine. I'm glad. It looks comfortable here, small and comfortable.
Oh, yes, you will like it, I'm sure. I am the owner and manager here.
Fräulein.
Sign here, please.
Yes, of course. There you are.
Thank you. Otto, would you show Herr Umberstein to his room?
Say that 3 times fast.
Yes? Yes, who is it?
It's I, Fräulein Keller.
Oh, just a moment. Yes, Fräulein?
I have brought you some extra blankets.
Oh.
You may be cold.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Fräulein.
And Herr Umberstein, down the street, a little cafe. You may find nice meals and a little music, too.
Oh, wonderful. I am indebted to you, Fräulein.
Oh, but you are my charge. I look after my guests. It is my job.
Oh, that is most kind, Fräulein.
Herr Umberstein,
Yes.
I also dine at a little cafe often.
Oh. Yes, to you, Fräulein,
Oh,
for your wonderful hospitality.
Oh, to you, Herr Umberstein.
Fräulein,
I sure hope that his face melts when he looks into the face of God.
Oh, it has been a wonderful evening.
Yes,
Wonderful.
wonderful. Here's your coat.
Yeah, something.
It's growing colder now, isn't it?
Yes.
Calling
the weather
Dr.
will be here
Jones.
soon.
Dr. Jones, where are you?
Yes, but I won't be.
You won't be?
Oh, nothing, Fräulein, nothing.
You will be here long.
Certainly, Fräulein, certainly. I was just wishing.
Wishing? For what?
No, I had done it. I'd started to thinking perhaps she could...
For what?
Oh, nothing, Fräulein, nothing important. Only the hopes of every man. They become so near sometimes. They're almost reality.
So?
What else could I do? I had to lead her thoughts away somehow. She took the lead.
You mean a woman?
Yes. Yes, Fräulein. You.
Oh, but we have known each other for such a short time. Only 2 weeks.
That's true, but I've been aware of you for a longer time, though I've just met you.
Oh, Herr Umberstein,
Charles.
Oh, Charles?
At first I was uneasy about the whole affair. And after a while, I did grow rather fond of her. She was so accommodating, and we dined together each evening, and I played my role to the letter. Never once did she mention my work.
Oh.
Fräulein Keller, what are you doing in my room?
Well, I was...
You've been looking through my papers. Why?
I was looking for something.
But what right have you? What are you looking for?
I was looking for a letter.
A letter? What letter?
One that you haven't got. I thought perhaps you might have it.
Now, out with it.
A letter from a woman. Very well, Charles, if you must know, I suspect you of nothing filthy.
She was actually looking for a letter from some woman. Any woman. She didn't trust me. She didn't trust her Charles.
It's okay, Vincent. Have it over a nice bottle of Candilada.
No, it couldn't have been Fräulein Keller. Who then could it have been? I walked over to the window and looked down at the figure who so patiently kept his vigil there. Captain von Heinz, waiting. Why? There had been something wrong with the passport, but no, that was perfect, not the passport.
All passengers will report to the trainmaster for passport examination.
Yeah, all in order. You can take your luggage to Berlin. Yeah, this way. Next. Next.
Here you are.
Name?
Charles Umberstein.
Residence?
Berlin.
Nationality?
German.
All in order. Picture, luggage, all in order.
Thank you, trainmaster.
You must be careful, you know.
When may I catch my train for Berlin?
It should be by any moment. Next.
As I stood there in the shadows waiting for my train, I examined my passport again, as I had done 100 times before. No one would have any reason to doubt anything so genuine as that.
All passengers for Berlin. All passengers for Berlin.
Guard, must we stand passport inspection again?
Yeah. Army intelligence will accommodate you on the train.
Jawohl.
Jawohl.
3 stops, my passport was inspected. A good test? If the passport had been suspected or investigated, it would only prove that I was Charles Umberstein. I had come by the passport through Hans. At the time, Hans was employed as an Austrian customs inspector. This gave him access to many such passports. According to Hans, there had been a person named Charles Umberstein who had suddenly disappeared in 1936. Since there had been no friends or relatives to make an inquest, well, you can see. No, I was Charles Umberstein. Why, I even resembled the badly scarred photograph on the identification card. From the front view, he was evidently a large man, big shoulders, large head, wore a short Prussian haircut. Yes, I certainly looked enough like the photograph. Passport was flawless. He couldn't have discovered me through that.
Especially when you're drunk.
Oh, pour the peppermint schnapps.
Plans? No, of course.
Drinks from the
I couldn't
house.
have discovered that. I merely made copies and left the originals. No, not the plans. Why, Hans and I...
I'm wanting to pump you up.
Oh, no, not Hans. Never. We'd worked so well together. Oh, no, not Hans. A strange, silent boy, perhaps, but surely... That night in 1936, when he gave me the passport, he was our man in Austria, but strange things happen even to the most loyal.
All set, Charles.
Then I will not see you again, Hans.
Until
I arrive, eh?
I will be attached to an Army Ordnance Division in the city. You will receive additional information on the first day of each month.
From you?
Yes. There's a hotel not far from the factory. Here is the address. Fräulein Keller runs this hotel. Now, on the second floor in one corner sits a mahogany table. On it are a set of silver candlesticks. 4 of them. Beneath the candlestick nearest the right, you may find your information on the first day of each month.
It will be written in code?
Naturally.
I got to stop real quick and give a thanks to Skull of Calderon's minion, Christopher Blanco, for sending in a $10 mega chat. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Can you send off the fireworks, ALASTOR? Send off the fireworks, ALASTOR, if you can, good sir.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm muted. I apologize. There we go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much, Skull of Calderon's minion. That was so kind of you. And we are going to get back to the program. You are a ranger at heart. Thank you so much.
Be very careful when you pick it up, I see. And make no effort to contact me in any other way.
Don't you dare utter that duck's name in my presence, Gunner.
Yeah, don't.
Remember, sooner or later we are bound to be introduced, you and I. My duties with the Ordnance Division will, of course...
So near and yet so far kind of thing, eh?
Yeah, very far. Once inside the city, I'm Oberleutnant Hans Neumann of Army Ordnance, understand?
I am Herr Charles Umberstein, architect.
Right.
Well, time grows short. I must go. Everything checked.
Your passport?
Perfect. I even resemble the photograph. The Kanzler should think so.
Yes, not bad.
Yes.
Very considerate of Umberstein to have looked this way. Tickets?
Right here, through to Berlin. I report to Franz Miller in the munitions factory, produce my credentials. He's been expecting me. I haggle a little about the salary, then I accept. At first opportunity, become acquainted with MB plans.
And I will see that you are highly recommended from a reliable source.
Just as a matter of curiosity, Hans, who will recommend me?
Oh, you needn't worry, Herr Umberstein. It'll be good, I assure you.
And goodbye, Hans.
Oberleutnant Neumann, if you please.
Oberleutnant Hans Neumann.
Well, then, my Herr Charles Umberstein, auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.
Heil Hitler.
Heil Hitler.
No.
Oh, dear. No individuals in this panel or chat or any representative of partnership with YouTube endorses the fictional characters that are being portrayed on tonight's radio
It was the
program.
only way we ever communicated.
Exactly.
And then
These are just
Oberleutnant Hans
characters.
Neumann began to
Not real.
appear in Franz Müller's office.
yeah.
Eventually, Müller introduced us. In fact, Hans was with Müller quite frequently, and they dined together regularly. Hans played his part well. But one day, something was worrying him.
I will wait here for you, Miller. I'll be with you in a moment. Ah, Herr Umberstein. It's good to see you again.
Lieutenant Neumann.
Herr Miller speaks very highly of your work here.
Thank you.
Be very careful of this Captain Von Hind. There's something wrong. I don't know what it is. He looks at me very strangely. And there is something I recognize about the man. The eyes are...
Yes. We were just chatting a moment.
I've seen Von Hind somewhere before. Be very careful. And don't come with us in case they ask you.
Well, you all ready?
Why, yes, of course.
Umberstein, would you care to join us at luncheon?
No, thank you. I have some work to do.
Always working. Eh? Well, then, let's go, Hans, yeah?
Yeah, certainly. Oh, by the way, will Captain Von Hind be joining us today?
Oh, Von Hind sends his regrets. Something is delayed.
Oh, that's too bad.
Von Hind, a remarkable man. No one like him in the service. No one like him.
No.
Goodbye, Lieutenant.
I wonder why.
Such a brief warning. Curt and sinister. Hans was frightened. He would never have taken the chance to speak to me if he had not been frightened. Something that he recognized about Von Hind. Saturday was the first of the month, and there was no information at the hotel. Hans didn't appear again to lunch with Herr Müller. Something was wrong. Something had happened to Hans. Today I found out.
We will enjoy ourselves today, Umberstein.
Yes.
We should lunch together more often, you and I. I like good company when I eat.
Good food, good company, good digestion, Herr Müller.
And this is a wonderful restaurant that we are going to. You know, they serve Norwegian smoked salmon that is exquisite. And cheap, too. Nothing like these new foods we are getting from Norway.
I've heard of Norwegian salmon.
And this is the best.
You and Oberleutnant Neumann dine here often, don't you?
Hans
Listen
Neumann,
to
where he
these
came
would-be conquerors talking
Hans
over other
Neumann will
individuals
not
and
come
their
here
culture.
for a long,
It was a
long time
wonder that
again,
we did
I'm
not
afraid.
eradicate them
I don't
sooner.
understand.
Yeah, you don't. You remember Captain von Hein?
Oh, yes, the Gestapo man who was inspecting our factory a few weeks ago.
Yeah, a most efficient man. He has apparently been observing Hans Neumann for some time.
Oh?
Oberleutnant Neumann is being detained by Captain von Hein now.
Was he...
He was a spy.
We should have had those spies go
How
in
do you
and
know?
take care of the
Von Hein
situation
arrests only
sooner
spies,
than they did.
and von Hein never makes a mistake. The man is incredible.
Was there
If
something
this was a real
suspicious about Hans?
situation, which it isn't, this is
Something
false.
suspicious about
This is
everyone.
all
von
story.
Hein. He himself asked me to cultivate Oberleutnant Neumann so that he could better observe his actions.
Yes, I noticed that you two lunch together very often.
We lunch together at this very same restaurant you and I are going to now. That made it easy for von Hein.
Easy?
Well, to study the man in leisure. Von Hein always wants to be certain of his quarry.
And where is Hans now?
Who knows? Who knows what happens when Captain von Hein takes a man? Don't you admire such efficiency, Umberstein?
Well, of course.
Yeah, well, the captain did indicate that there were others to be rounded up, too. Well, here we are. Oh, look, you see them in the window? Norwegian salmon. Oh, they are beautiful, so red, so delicious. Are you hungry, Umberstein?
What? Oh, yes. Oh, they do look delicious.
We have some delicious lead for you.
Captain von Hein.
Captain
I
Paul,
looked at
started
him out of the window again.
point
I could
one.
see his breath now. It was growing very cold.
And
He
it
was well
smelled
dressed
like
in neatly
garlic.
tailored overcoat and dark hat. It was too dark to tell the exact color. The only thing I was sure of were the hands, and the gloves on the hands. Heavy, thick, powerfully mounted prongs encased in a gray, tightly fitting material. Style, lines running across the back. I noticed when he lifted them to light a cigarette. What beautiful weapons. His back was to me. I couldn't help but admire the fine breadth of his shoulders and the thick, closely barbered neck. He stood quietly by the lamppost, smoking, watching his breath and the smoke battle for existence in the icy air. Once when he turned to look up at my window, the single eyeglass he wore caught the reflection of the light. I wondered how much he weighed. Carefully, I retraced each step over again in my mind. I couldn't find the flaw that made me a marked man. The absurdly easy way I had gone through Mueller's office carrying an innocent-looking bundle of blueprints, then to the vault, the superstition of copies. No one could suspect what I had done. No one had any reason to. Why then was I trapped? Of course he was after me, waiting down there. I wondered why he didn't come up and wait in my room. Surely he didn't know I was in the room. Perhaps he had searched my room one day while I was out. But what could he find? Nothing, absolutely nothing. A passport proving I was
Besides
Charles
my collection of
Understand.
dildos and other
Monogrammed
assorted
pictures
sex
bearing the
toys.
initials CU.
Well,
A few
but we don't
letters and
talk
old
about
papers.
that
Nothing,
anymore,
nothing
do
at all. I had never talked. I had never known anyone else in service.
I haven't met a Nazi officer yet that did not have some weird kink or fetish.
Fräulein Keller, no. The passport, perfect. Only
And
one
I'm in
other-
hell, so you can imagine.
Only
I was just about
one
to say,
other
you're in
way
hell.
could he possibly know. For an instant, the possible answer flashed through my brain. For a full 5 minutes, I watched him very discerningly. Could it be? Could it possibly be? The stillness of the street below was broken from time to time by the blare of an occasional horn and the rattle of armored cars carrying soldiers to different parts of the city. Turning from the window, I groped about in the darkness of my room, searching for the automatic I had concealed in the slit compartment of my traveling bag. When I found it, I tested the chamber. It was loaded. I jammed it in my coat pocket, and putting on my hat, I stood there by the window watching him. He seemed very ominous, very assured, waiting for me. He must have been getting anxious with his long vigil. I watched him signal to an accomplice across the street, walking back and forth under the streetlight. I noticed something familiar. Very familiar. A bolt from off the bed, tied to a piece of cord attached to the light switch. Near the radiator pipe, room enough to pass it through, the weighted end dragging the string to the lobby below. I picked up my suitcase and stepped out of the door. The hall was dark and quiet. I walked down the stairs. The lobby was empty, deserted. At the bottom of the stairs, I placed the suitcase by the door.
Oh, this is getting good.
Hastily, I jammed a few bills in an envelope and addressed
Started
it to
out kind of
Caroline Keller.
slow, but this is actually
Now, as I
picking
picked
up
up
a little
my
bit.
suitcase, I could see him very plainly on the corner. He was only a few feet from the entrance. The cord with its weighted end.
I believe he might be. You have been by.
I stood there quietly. He looked up at my room. I pulled the cord.
It was me all along! No, I'm kidding.
Searching the window for a view of the occupant. I walked to the door. As I opened it, he looked at me, looked my way.
I just imagine you in an elevator that
seemed surprised,
a deadly fart,
assuring himself,
and walking out
toward me.
Which floor? Going down?
Umberstein.
Oh,
I apologize, this elevator only goes down.
Umberstein?
why, yes, I...
Charles Umberstein, who entered Germany in 1936 from Austria?
Here's my passport.
Your passport, yes. I have always wanted to meet you, Charles Umberstein. I have always wanted to meet you face to face. You know who I am?
Why, yes, you...
I wonder. You know, the others I have had my men pick up. But you, I wanted to attend to personally. It's because you are Charles Umberstein. Now we will just...
I'm sorry, my friend. He sat down hard on the curb. He looked up at me, mumbled strangely, then fell over with his head in the gutter. His hat fell off, and I saw that his hair was closely cropped. There were other people on the street. I ran till I was out of breath. The next day, I picked up a Berlin paper on the railroad station. On the second page, I read the headline.
Well, it'd be weird if they came from
Official
Paris.
murdered. Saturday, January 25th, Captain Charles von Hind, high-ranking official of the Gestapo intelligence service, was instantly killed last night by the bullets of an unknown assailant whom he was attempting to arrest on charges of espionage. Captain von Hind had been connected with the Gestapo since 1936. Prior to his affiliation with the Gestapo intelligence, he had been known by his real name, Charles Umberstein. His entry into such dangerous work made necessary a complete retirement from all public life. The Reich will long honor the memory of Charles Umberstein. I wired flowers from Geneva with a card marked Sympathy, signed C.U.
And so closes The Strange Death of Charles Umberstein by E. Jack Newman, starring Vincent Price. Tonight's tale of suspense. Vincent Price will soon be seen in the 20th Century Fox production, Song of Bernadette. The producer and director.
Nice. That was actually pretty decent.
That was pretty decent. The plot twist at the end was a nice touch.
I agree.
Spot on, cheers.
Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
Lovely little bit of Tullamore-do to help set the evening straight.
All right, now we're gonna do a little. Whoa! I'm getting an echo here. Are y'all getting an echo? No. Okay. All right, let's do this.
It's very dangerous. All who have tried for it have perished.
And all who have tried, who have perished, but not today, because it's all a joke. And we're going to be singing, Say It's a Joke. Oh, yeah. All right. Feels good. Not this time. New Disney's woke move saddens the Zord's groove. Their new agendas makes me feel ill. I guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh yeah, all right. Memories are good. Back in time. Watching the classics, enjoying that magic. Something is a crumbling in front of us all. The studio's ready to get woke. Say it's a joke. Agenda's a deal breaker. Say it's a joke. Your pride is your dictator. Can't reason with you. Copium won't let you. Think nothing can hurt you. You're looking like fools. But when I say this way is a stage illusion that you're doing, and it takes you further every day. Fucking tools. Say it's a joke. Agenda's a deal breaker. Say it's a joke. Your pride is your dictator. Dear Disney, I write you in hopes you'd see your demons. You woke up, what a leap. Things aren't good secrets you keep. This model you're using leaves us all truly brooding. Like martyr, false martyr, franchise nerds drowning in your woke flood. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Say it's a joke. Agenda's a deal breaker. Say it's a joke. Your pride is your dictator. There we go.
Well done. We really need to try and work on your mic's gain capacity because a couple of your high notes were not registering through the audio. Luckily for you, you're talking to the Prince of Sound. I believe we could, after some effort, be able to broadcast you loud and clear.
All right. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate y'all checking that out. I think I actually did a pretty decent job that time, even though the gain, I need to fix the actual like hardware and stuff. I have a decent mic. I just need to figure out how to get the levels on properly. But yeah, thank you so much, Skull of Calderon's minion. That was a good one. Thank you so much. That was a parody that I wrote myself. Penny, thank you so much. And Skull of Calderon's.
The song was lovely. Don't take my criticism as anything.
No, no.
The song was lovely.
No, I actually felt good about that one. Like the high notes, I felt like I reached them properly.
You did.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been working on my levels, or not my levels, but my voice my voice work and stuff like that, and I felt like that came out really well. I wish that my audio was just working better so that it came out on y'all's end better. But anyway, I'm glad that I did it anyway. I felt really good about it. So thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all checking it out and giving me the applause. And now let's get back to some of the stylings of some of the
Constructicons, transform!
No, wait, wrong.
I do love me some Constructicons, though.
I do too. Yeah, that's not what I was aiming for, though. But yeah, you know, that's just how we do it around here. But let's get back to some Vincent Price, and let's see, pretty good Thetazord. If I get that computer ordered tomorrow, any mic recommendations? I like this Rode mic. Rode and Shure are both good brands that I've heard people. Yeah, and the Razer Siren Blue Yeti. That's a really good one to start. For me, I happen to get one with a necessity for phantom power, which needs an extra piece of equipment to power it. It requires 40 watts, or 40. Is it 40 watts or 40 volts? Either way, it needs a
voltage, my good fellow, voltage.
Okay, yeah. So 40 volts, and it needs a audio mixer to plug into it to be able to transfer that voltage into your computer, which only I think gets 12 volts, I believe is what it is. But yeah, if anyone needs a tractor suggestion, I got you. All right, I'll shout you out. Let's get some tractor suggestions for Shit Farmer over here. He's has a lot of shit that he needs to deal with.
Nothing runs like a deer, but then again, that's what they say.
That's what I hear too. I remember my grandfather had a deer, and I would ride like, because he had a piece. Well, I'm living on the piece of property now, but it's 5 acres, and he would get this. You know, he had this tractor where he'd cut the grass and stuff, and it never gave us any trouble. It was always so much fun to ride around in. Not John Deere, is it? Not John Deere. I always heard John Deere was a good one.
Caterpillar is a pretty good choice.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, yeah, maybe. I've always thought of Caterpillar as doing like chainsaws and stuff like that, but I'm sure.
Shit is using Kubotas and Case. Excellent choices of hardware.
Oh, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, if anybody has any other suggestions, please give it to Shit Farmer, because he's doing the Lord's work by farming that shit that is so prevalent these days, thanks to Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger and all these studios out here. They're just loading this planet full of shit that we have nowhere. I mean, we have more compost than we know what to do with. So please help out Shit Farmer and get him a good quality tractor to farm that shit. We need that shit, Fiamar. All right. Thank you so much. Load it in the chat room if you have any other suggestions for him. that's the best I could come up with, because I don't know the first or second thing about tractors other than I knew how to ride one with my grandfather when I was younger. So yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for your suggestions out there, Gunner and Stark of Iron, and yeah, everybody out there. Old John Deere, old John Deere, good. New John Deere. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, see, my grandfather had old John Deere, like 1970s, maybe even 60s John Deere. So that might be why it was such a good piece of equipment. And it makes sense that newer pieces of equipment are just crap. You know, they just put out they've turned name brands into the entire thing. It's a lot like Disney, honestly. If I'm correct in this, they put out the name, they give you a product and say, hey, yeah, this is Star Wars. You know, this is a quality product we're giving you, Star Wars. And then when you get it, it's like, no, this is not Star Wars. This is not anything like we have expected. So maybe it's the same thing with John Deere. You know, they just expect a good name to be the entire backbone of why you buy something, as opposed to a good quality product. So anyway, all right, let's get back to the Vincent Price collection. This one is, let's see, should we go with I'd like to go with this Dragon Wick. I'd like to go with the next one. I think that sounds cool. Dragon Wick.
Of suspense is William Spear. Music was composed by Lucian Morawick and conducted by Lud Gluskin. This is the Man in Black who would like to draw your attention to the new day and time for
and
suspense,
Lipton Iced Tea
beginning
and
next
other
week.
products.
Don't forget
Cary Grant
Lipton, yes.
will be our star.
Where's the Nuka-Cola?
Beginning next week, listeners in the Eastern and Central time zones will hear Suspense on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Wartime and 7 p.m. Central Wartime. Listeners in the Mountain and Pacific time zones will be brought their next story of suspense on Monday, December the 6th, and each Monday thereafter at 9 p.m. Pacific Wartime. Don't forget Suspense on Thursday.
Oh, and also I'd like to remind everybody that a amazing person, let's see if I can find it here. Let's see, where is it? A really good friend in the chat has said that they would, well, since I can't, okay, here it is. Here it is. So Stark of Iron says he'll be matching members. The first 10 donated, he'll match and make it 20. So just for all the new people coming in through here,
I believe Mr. Stark was talking about his show, but how much? What membership donations do you do?
I do $2.99, I believe.
$2.99?
Yeah.
We could possibly do that. Then
Okay.
carry on.
Okay. Never. Well, I don't want to put you in a corner. I thought you meant for this. Never. So.
No, I believe he was talking about tomorrow's festivities. He tried to run that promotion during his show earlier this evening.
That's my bad.
It's of no cause. So I tell you what we can do. We can extend a $5. So if somebody donates $5, we can match $5 here. How's that sound?
Well, don't even worry about it though. That was my bad for reading into that. So don't. It's not a big deal. Let's go.
Days, beginning December the 2nd, if you live in Eastern and Central time zones, and Mondays, beginning December the 6th, for listeners in the Mountain and Pacific time zones, with Cary Grant, our opening guest star. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. The Radio Theater brings you Gene Tierney and Vincent Price in Dragonwick. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keighley.
William Keighley. Good to hear some of his work.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. If I should offer any one of you a kingdom, I'm sure you'd accept it. And that's how a certain section of our country was settled. Under Dutch rule in the 1600s, wealthy Hollanders were offered vast estates along the Hudson River as an inducement to come to America. Over these land grants, or patroonships, as they were called, the patroons had absolute authority, and many of them ruled until the middle of the 19th century, a unique phase of Americana that forms the background of tonight's play, 20th century's Fox screen hit, Dragonwick. We are happy to have the fine stars of the picture, Gene Tierney in one of her greatest dramatic roles, and Vincent Price in a part that raised him to well-deserved stardom.
I was going to say, will a rocking horse do? Because I think I got one out back. So I'm ready for my kingdom now, sir.
On to our play, Act One of Dragonwick, starring Gene Tierney as Miranda and Vincent Price as Nicholas Van Ryn, with Gail Gordon as Dr. Jeff Turner. New York City, 1844. In a suite at the ultra-fashionable ALASTOR House, Elfin Wells and his daughter await the arrival of a man they've never met.
Oh, I never had such a dinner in my life, Pa. Imagine Mr. Van Ryn ordering all that food just for us.
Wasteful extravagance is what it is. And how did he know what I wanted to eat?
But there was everything you could possibly want.
Everything is what no man should ever want, Miranda.
Yes, Pa.
We'll drink our coffee later. And renting these rooms for us. I just don't understand such a man as Nicholas Van Ryn.
But what is there to understand? He wrote to us inviting me to live with his family at Dragonwick. After all, we are related.
So distantly as to matter not at all. We've never even met him.
Then why do you feel so suspicious, Pa?
Because the wealthy affect an elegance that is against the word of God. Because he is a patroon. I'm a Yankee farmer, and we're as good and maybe better than any Dutchman on the Hudson River.
Oh, of course, Pa. But there's no harm in my being a companion to his little daughter if he and his wife so wish it.
I gave you my consent, however foolishly. And you're going to Dragonwick. I want you to read with me, Miranda. Hand me my Bible.
Yes, Pa.
Did he say
I will
Bible?
sing with mercy and
And
judgment
judgment
unto thee,
O
O
Lord,
will I sing.
Okay.
I will walk with... I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked things before mine eyes. I will not know a wicked person.
I had no wish to interrupt. I am Nicholas Van Ryn. Please continue.
Him that hath a proud look will not I suffer. Mine eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land. But he that worketh deceit shall not tarry in my house.
Price sold Avon from door to door.
Well, Cousin Miranda, more coffee?
No, thank you.
You, sir?
No, thanks. Mr. Van Ryn?
Sir?
Hey, take
I don't know
care,
what made me
Mr.
think you'd
Farmer.
be
I
a
hope
much
you
older
feel
man.
better.
Does that affect your confidence in me, sir? Alexander the Great, when he was younger than I, had conquered most of the world.
Maybe
God
if he'd
bless
been a little
you,
older, he'd
Farmer.
have
Have a
conquered
great
all of it.
night.
What are your politics? For Van Buren, I suppose.
Van Buren is an old friend of mine. Naturally, if he's nominated, my farmers will
not
vote for
anyone.
him.
Your farmers?
Yes, the tenant farmers on my land.
Tenant farmers? You mean they don't own their own land?
The land has belonged to the Van Ryns since 1630. I permit the farmers to work it, In return, they pay me tribute and a share of their
Well,
profits.
But
God
they
bless.
can buy the land if they want it.
No, they cannot.
Why?
Because it belongs to me.
I'd rather own 1/2 acre of barren rock than work the richest land in the world for someone else.
I dare say we don't understand each other's viewpoint.
I dare say.
Cousin Nicholas, that music. Is that what they call the waltz?
It sounds very much like one.
Do you dance the waltz?
Yes, Cousin Miranda, but never in public places.
Oh,
It's time for bed, Miranda. Don't forget your prayers.
I won't, Pa. Good night. Good night, Cousin Nicholas.
I'll be here in the morning at 8 o'clock. The steamboat sails at 9. At this time tomorrow, you'll be in Dragonwick.
Yes, Mr. Van Ryn.
Oh,
Yes.
Cousin Miranda, on occasion we dance the waltz at Dragonwick. Good night.
You lived in Green Acres, Conan? I didn't know that you lived a farm and life.
Cousin Nicholas. Oh, Cousin Nicholas. I just saw it. I saw Dragonwick. Oh, golly. It's like a great castle. All alone on a mountain. Oh, how can you sit there so quietly?
But why not?
I should think that seeing Dragonwick would be more thrilling to you than to anyone.
Nothing could be thrilling that is shared with so many other people.
Oh, tell me about Dragonwick. How many rooms are there?
I've never counted them.
And lots of servants.
I've never counted them either. Oh, your bonnet.
Do you mind if I keep it off just a moment? The breeze feels so wonderful against my face.
The breeze must feel very wonderful indeed with a face as beautiful as yours against it. Come, Cousin Miranda, I'd better see about your luggage. And this, Johanna, this is Cousin Miranda. Cousin Miranda, my wife.
Right.
Oh, welcome to Dragonwick, child.
It's most kind of you to let me come, Cousin Johanna.
Katrine is in bed?
Yes, Nicholas, she's asleep.
Then your meeting with my daughter will have to wait until the morning.
Shall I retire now?
Not unless you wish to.
Oh, I don't wish to. I mean, well, I'd love so to see all of Dragonwick.
I'm afraid, dear, that would take more than one evening. And more than that, too.
Still, there's no reason why Cousin Miranda should not make a start.
No, Nicholas, no. I only
Now,
have
this room over here, for example. Do you like it?
Oh, how beautiful. And a harpsichord. And that portrait on the wall. Who is she?
She was my great-grandmother, Azild.
Azild. What a strange name.
I don't know why we keep her hanging there. And that ugly old harpsichord. The servants have to be driven to dust it. I think it was going to bite them.
Azild was from New Orleans. She and my great-grandfather were married there in 1743.
I'm wondering the same
This
thing, Penny.
harpsichord
Who knows?
was hers.
If you'd listen to the servants, they'd have you believe she's still
second
playing.
cousin.
Fortunately, we don't listen to the servants.
Oh, no, of course not. Isn't it rather late, Nicholas?
If you wish to retire, my dear.
Yes, I think I will. Well, good night, then.
Good night, Johanna.
Good night, Cousin Ian.
Cousin Miranda, do you think you will be happy here?
Oh, what a question to ask.
You won't be homesick?
A little, I'm sure. But that doesn't...
And there is no one else at home? A young man, perhaps?
No, Cousin Nicholas. No young man.
Well, it is getting late, and you've had an exhausting day. I'll have the housekeeper show you to your room. Her name is Magda. Good night, Miranda.
Good night, Cousin Nicholas.
You're ready, Miss Wells. I'll show you upstairs.
You're Magda?
Yes, miss. This room, it's lovely, isn't it? It's called the Red Room.
Was she very young, Magda?
Harpsichord,
The lady in the portrait.
About your age.
Mistress of Dragonwick. How proud she must have been.
He never loved her. He only wanted
Never
her
got
son.
into playing a harpsichord, but if I did.
What were you going to say?
Is it a
Only
piano
what it's
type
been
of
told for all
instrument?
these years.
It is with the piano arrangement, yes.
Okay,
and so that
cool,
when it
cool.
came, she'd always
Welcome,
be here
old
to
man
sing
Bird.
and play.
Eugene, old man
She
Bird.
killed herself in this room, miss.
Oh, that's just kitchen gossip. I'm sure it is.
Oh, you mustn't take me
Oh,
seriously.
we all know about the
No one
kitchen
ever does.
gossip. Get it right down.
Shall we go up now?
Thank you.
Of course. I've never heard Aziel play. You won't hear her either, because you have no Van Ryn blood. But he'll hear her, the master, and so will the child, Katrine. This is your room, miss. I've lit candles.
Thank you.
Miss Wells, Why have you come to Dragonwick? Do you think Katrina's in need of a companion?
Why, that would be for her mother and father to decide.
Don't you think Katrina's in need of a mother and father? That was a silly question, wasn't it? Do you like it here?
Of course I do.
Of course you do. But one day you'll wish with all your heart and soul that you never came to Dragonwick. Good night, Miss Wells.
Well, Katrine, that's enough studying for today. Just think, it's 3 whole weeks I've been here.
I'm glad you're my teacher.
I'm glad too, dear.
Papa's kind of like a teacher to you, isn't he?
He's been very kind and helpful, yes.
What's he like?
Your father?
Does he like me?
Katrine, your father and mother both love you very much.
I don't love them, I only... Look, a carriage. That must be the de Grignier's. The Count's such a funny-looking little man. A Count?
Much like the funeral.
By tomorrow, the house will be packed with people. Papa always has a 4th of July ball for the river families after the farmers have their kermesse. A ball. Everyone will want to dance with you, Miranda.
Oh, golly, I hope so, Katrine. But what did you say the farmers did? Kermesse? What's that?
It's like a carnival. And then in the afternoon, Papa sits in a chair under a tree, and the farmers bring him their tribute.
I see.
Miranda, we could go to the kermesse if we hide.
But why must we hide?
Papa doesn't want me to be seen with those people.
Then we'll not go, of course.
Oh, but it's so much fun, even just watching. They dance, they have games.
We'll see, Katrine.
I do too. I do
Watch,
too, FKHC.
This is where I hide every year, Miranda. Sometimes after Papa leaves, I stand in the carousel.
We shouldn't have come. It's wrong to disobey.
Hello, Katrine.
Hello, Dr. Turner.
Oh, I didn't know you were with someone.
This is Miranda Wells.
How do you do, Miss Wells?
How do you do?
Pa sent for her all the way to Connecticut to be my companion.
Oh, whereabouts in Connecticut?
Near Greenwich.
But that's all farm country.
Haven't you ever met anyone off a farm, Doctor?
Not at Dragonwick, no. Well, this seems an odd sort of place to watch the kermesse.
We're not supposed to be here. We're hiding from Papa.
Oh, I see. But don't worry, I'll keep your secret. Oh, may I have the honor again, Miss Wells?
Why, yes, if you'd like.
You're sure it won't be too unpleasant?
That's a very strange thing to say.
I'm afraid it isn't. The patroon and I don't get along very well. In fact, the first thing I've ever known us to agree on is bringing you here.
Is that we hate each other?
Why doesn't he like your father, Katrine?
Because Papa doesn't like him either.
Why not?
Papa never says why not. But I think it's because... Hide, Miranda, hide. They're coming.
Who's coming?
Papa, and the Count de Grenier.
Then you see it. I think we could even get closer, Katrine.
But why? All the fun's going to stop now. When Papa comes, that's when they pay him the money.
I still think that I'd like to see it.
Well, all right then. Come this way, Miranda.
We all like to be paid some money, now don't we?
I hope you won't find this too boring, de Grenier.
Shall I sit here next to you?
Please do.
That is a strange sort of chair you have, Nicholas.
This chair came from Holland with the first patroon. It has stood in this one spot for over 200 years. All right, Rick, I'm ready.
Yes, my dear. The first man will come forward bringing rent and tribute. Class Bleecker, rent, winter wheat, and you brought nothing with you?
Nothing. Perhaps your crops were poor.
My crops were good. Take your hat off when you speak to the patroon. I take my hat off to no man.
What you do with your hat is your own concern. Are you ready to pay your rent?
No. Nor will you ever again get so much as a grain of wheat from me.
Now what, Nicholas? You seem very calm.
Why shouldn't I be? It is your purpose, then, to farm my lands without making any return?
Your land. You hear that? His land. We've paid the worth of it many times over, and you know it. Well, here's the finish.
In that case, I order you to leave my land by tomorrow noon. Have the next man step forward.
Otto Gebhardt, Mr. Van Ryn.
Well, what brings you here, Dr. Turner?
I'm here to ask you to reconsider your decision. Klaus Bleecker and his wife and children have no other home than the Hill Farm. Where will he take them?
That, I would say, is Klaus Bleeker's concern. Gebhardt?
Yes, man, here.
Empty-handed, too. Have you a reason?
You know the reason. It's his birthright as a free citizen. These men are not alone. The anti-rent movement has swept the whole of New York State. Take your head out of the sand, Van Ryn, and help solve this problem peacefully. Because it's got to be solved peacefully or not.
Well, speak up, Otto.
I'll bring the rent and tribute tomorrow if
if that will suit.
Tomorrow, then. Will the rest of you men step forward, please? I have something to say.
No, man, no. I'm tired of listening and talking. I say an end to this here and now.
Drop that knife, Bleecker.
Nicholas, look out.
Poor Bleecker, you... Well, Dr. Turner, I suppose I must regard what you just did as an effort to save my life.
Klaus lost his head. None of us means violence.
Dirk, you will have Klaus Bleecker placed under arrest.
Yes, you will with my head, but
for you,
leave my
Doctor.
hat out of this.
I suppose I must thank you.
If Klaus had killed you, it would have done these men infinitely more harm than you can ever do alive. Don't thank me.
As you wish it. I shall say a few words about what has just happened, and they will be my last. Dr. Turner's efforts to incite anti-rent rebellion have been well known to me for many months now. Believe me, gentlemen, my welfare does not depend upon you. Rather, you depend upon it. But my rents and tributes and my responsibilities are hereditary, the symbols of a way of life to which I have been born and in which I shall continue to live. I shall never relinquish my position. I will be here tomorrow. So will you, with rent and tribute. Good day. All alone, Miranda?
Yes, Nicholas.
Are you enjoying the ball? I suppose everyone has commented on your gown and how beautiful you look.
Not everyone.
What happened
Do you
to
like
balls
it?
like this?
Very much.
Do you think I'm beautiful?
Not the ones between my legs. I mean balls like
I'm
that.
very grateful.
You haven't answered my question. Are you enjoying yourself?
Very interesting to watch.
That's no answer.
A better
Well, then.
time for a better
No.
life, I
Why not?
suppose.
You know that answer as well as I. Because I'm off a farm, and because I don't speak French, and because I don't belong here.
That's nonsense.
I'm as good as any of them.
Better than most.
But it's the wrong river. I'm not from the top of the Hudson, Nicholas. I'm from the Connecticut River bottom. They let me know that, those fine ladies I've tried to speak with. Oh, I've made such a fool of myself.
Dance with me, Miranda.
I can't go back in. They know what I am. By now everyone knows, and they'll laugh at me.
I doubt that very much.
But you don't know what...
I know that you'll be with me, and that if anyone laughs, we'll laugh. Dance with me.
Yes,
No, just laugh.
They're looking at us, Miranda. They're watching us laugh.
And they're not laughing, are they?
No, they're not laughing.
Then I shall. Suddenly I feel like laughing.
This house could stand a little laughter.
And a moment ago, I was afraid to dance with you.
Afraid?
Yes,
You must never be afraid of anything with me, Miranda.
I never will be, Nicholas. Never.
Our stars Gene Tierney and Vincent Price will return in Act 2 of Dragonwyck in just a moment. Here's your producer, William Keeley.
Act 2 of Dragonwyck, starring Gene Tierney as Miranda and Vincent Price as Nicholas Van Ryn. In the weeks that have passed, the wealth and abundance of Dragonwyck had been to Miranda Wells like a beautiful dream. But now a pall has fallen over Dragonwyck, for Nicholas's wife, Johanna, is ill.
There's no thunder in the world, Joanna, like the thunder of the Catskills. The lightning seems to set the mountains on fire, and they roar back.
That's all very romantic, I'm sure. But it doesn't help my cold. If I must stay in bed, why can't I have Dr. Hamilton to look after me?
Why, you may, of course, as soon as the storm lets up and the roads are passable.
Where's Miranda?
She's with Katrine, reading to her.
Come in. What is it, Magda?
Excuse me, madame. Mynheer Van Ryn asked that this be brought to you, this plant.
Why, Nicholas,
Yes, Joanna.
but your favorite plant. Your Grinalda.
Why should it brighten my hothouse if it could brighten your room, my dear?
Nicholas. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. I can't remember when anything has pleased me more.
And that will be all, Magda. Thank you.
Yes, Mynheer.
I know how you treasure it, Nicholas. And you...
And how it would definitely please you later.
Smiling. How good to see you feeling better. Now I'm sure you'll want to rest.
Nicholas, you're going to your tower room again?
Yes, why?
The servants think it's strange that you spend so much time in a tower room.
And I find it strange that you should bother about what servants think.
But what could you possibly do up there?
It might be anything, Joanna, from pinning butterflies to hiding an insane twin brother. Actually, I read. I hope that satisfies you.
I'm sick. And you haven't even let Dr. Hamilton know.
Well, your happiness over the Grinalda plant seems to have faded most rapidly.
But you can't imagine what it's like to be sick in this miserable, drab house.
I cannot imagine that Dragonwick could be miserable or drab except to those who reflect misery and drabness from within themselves. I will stop in and see you later, Joanna.
Mein Herr.
Yes?
Dr. Turner has called.
No one sent for a doctor.
He says it's most
A pleasure to see you,
Turner. I cannot be disturbed.
Welcome to the show.
No.
Yeah.
Magda,
Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it.
I'll be glad to talk to Dr.
I wouldn't have intruded, Mr. Van Ryn, were it not so important.
Vincent
Klaus Bleeker has been arrested for murder.
Well, it's a pity you weren't there to stop him a second time, Dr. Turner.
But I was there. He didn't kill anyone. There's been an anti-rent riot near Smoky Hollow.
Oh, another rebellion, I see.
Klaus wasn't anywhere near the man who was killed, but they blamed it on him. The farmers aren't going to stand for this. They've threatened to storm the cave.
And just what do you want me to do? Help my enemy to defeat me?
I want only your assurance that Bleeker will get a fair trial.
Dr. Turner, whether Bleeker lives or dies is of no more concern to me than my life was to him or you.
Good evening.
Oh, Miranda, come in, my dear. You see, in spite of the storm, we have a visitor.
Dr. Turner.
Good evening.
Won't you stay for dinner, Doctor? Miranda, have Tompkins set another plate.
Please, I'd rather not.
Perhaps I've been a little hasty, Doctor. I may be able to help you after all.
You've changed your mind?
Is John Van Buren to prosecute?
Yes.
We're close friends. I assure you that Klaus Bleeker will have every consideration. Now you might do something for me.
Well, if it's at all within reason.
I don't think you'll find me extravagant. My wife is ill, a severe cold. Will you help her if you can?
Forgive me. Of course I will.
And you will stay for dinner?
Thank you, Miss Wells. I'll be very happy to. And a lighter diet might help, Mrs. Van Ryn. Soup, boiled eggs, less pastry and sweets.
That's nonsense. Dr. Hamilton always told me to stuff a cold. I'll eat all I please.
You'd get well faster without it, but you'll get well anyway. Oh, what a beautiful plant.
Yes, it's a Grinalda, Doctor. Quite rare in this country. You're sure my wife will be all right?
Just a head cold.
Oh, you don't know how relieved I am. Now, if you and Miranda will wait dinner for me, I'll visit a little longer with Mrs. Van Ryn.
Yes, of course. Good night, Mrs. Van Ryn.
You told him you wanted to visit with me.
Of course I do, my dear.
Oh, Nicholas, you confuse me so. Sometimes when you bring me flowers and smile at me, I think...
What?
That you like me, and sometimes...
Yes?
I feel that you hate me and would like me to die. Nicholas.
Oh, really?
Nicholas, could we go away together when I'm well again?
Certainly, Joanna. As soon as you're well again.
Oh, I feel well enough already.
Well, in that case, I'm sure Dr. Turner would approve of your finishing your dinner. Shall I bring your cake? Looks very tempting. A rum cake.
Oh, yes. Please.
Here, my dear. Enjoy it.
You're being very silent, Dr. Turner.
I was just thinking. You know, it's funny. The day we first met, I thought we'd have very much in common. But the way it's worked out, frankly, right now, I don't think you have the slightest idea what to talk to me about.
Would you care for some sherry wine, Doctor?
No, thank you.
I believe I'll...
Forgive me for taking so long. We fell to reminiscing, Joanna and I. We should dine at once.
This way, Doctor.
The storm is still raging. Don't think of going back to the village, Doctor. You'll stay overnight.
Oh, no, really,
We'll
I have to.
consider all objections overruled. Of course you'll stay.
What are you doing in the hall? Don't make any noise, Miranda. Why aren't you asleep? It woke me up. The music. It's so beautiful. Music? There's no music. It's a lady. She's playing the harpsichord. Katrine. Like a lullaby. But it must be comical because she laughed. There, she's laughing now. Don't you hear it? It's getting louder and louder. Oh, I don't like it now. Rather make it stop. I'm afraid, make it stop.
But it's no one, darling. Katrine, dear. If there were anything, I'd hear it too.
It stopped now.
Of course it has. It never started, really. Just something you dreamed, Katrine. Come, darling. Come. I'll stay with you.
Oh, Brenda.
Yeah. Who is it?
It's the housekeeper, Doctor. Mrs. Van Ryn. She's very sick, sir. Oh, please come, please. Oh, hurry, Doctor, hurry.
What happened, Magda?
About 10 minutes ago, she woke up in terrible pain. Oh, she's in such agony.
Magda, what's the matter?
It's Mrs. Van Ryn, miss. Oh, she was moaning so.
Did she take any medicine but what I gave her?
No, sir.
You'd better send for Mr. Van Ryn.
I already have. Here's her room, Doctor. My poor mistress. My poor mistress.
Mrs. Van Ryn. Mrs. Van Ryn.
What is it? What's happened? Joanne.
Mr. Van Ryn, I... Your wife is dead.
Dr. Turner. Dr. Turner, what could have...
I can't understand it. Are you sure she took nothing but those drops I left?
Not while I was with her, sir.
And except for Magda, no one was with her but myself. I gave her some cake.
Acute gastritis. It's possible, but
Is it also possible that she may have been more ill than you imagined?
Gastritis wasn't so
I'm afraid
cute.
that's always a possibility.
See that the pastor is notified at once.
Yes, mein Herr.
I'm sure he didn't mean that you were to blame.
Whether he meant it or not, Miranda, I don't know why she died. And that's shameful.
It might have been the booger that I flicked in her
better get
water
some
last
sleep.
night.
I
don't
thought
know.
Yes, Doctor. Nicholas, please, you must get some rest.
You hear that bell, Miranda?
I'll sleep when I'm dead. Oh,
I
wait.
remember how it rang when Joanna and I were
Oh,
married.
you.
She said it was a
Forget
heavenly
about
bell
me.
that would ring for us until death. But we were never happy, Miranda. Never.
Nicholas, you must.
Oh, our life together was tolerable enough until Katrine was born. And then we knew that Joanna could have no more children, that there would be no more Van Ryns after me, that I would be the last.
I wish I knew something that I could say that would help you. I want to so much. Nicholas, you must have faith.
Yes, I intend to. I must not feel that my life is finished, and I won't, as long as you are with me.
The bell has stopped now. It must be nearly dawn.
Miranda, you have known as well as I that we were inevitable. Out of all this world, why should you have come to me and no one else? You knew it the instant our eyes first met, and you know it now.
You have no right to say that, to talk like this, please.
Then tell me that I'm wrong, and forgive me if you can. No, I have no right to speak as I did, and you have every reason to be angry, but I had to say it. There was no way
I have
for
some
me
good
not to.
news, my good fellow.
No one but you to hear it.
I saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Good Lord. That's always good news. Thank the Lord. Oh, come on.
Whoa there, whoa.
Why are you stopping, driver?
Someone down the road, miss. Looks like Dr. Turner.
I had that.
Miranda, I just
love
heard
that
you're going
song.
away.
Yes, Jeff. I'm going home to Greenwich.
I think it's fine that you're going back to your folks. Well, what I meant is that, well, Greenwich isn't so very far away, is it? Maybe I can come there and visit in a month or so?
Of course. Whenever you're passing through, Jeff.
Would next week? No, I guess that would be too soon.
Well, I hadn't.
Oh, I know there's so much you don't know about me, Miranda, but I've always hoped that in time I could show you how I really felt, and maybe Miranda, you know what I'm trying to say, don't you?
Yes, Jeff, I think I do.
I'd like to think that in time
Jeff.
Is it that hopeless? I'm sorry. Have a good trip.
Isn't that the track where she's
Goodbye, Jeff.
There? I think there's a whore.
Miranda,
Yes, Pa.
how long is it since you came back home from Dragonwick?
I don't know, Pa. Months.
Yes, months. And something's been wrong with you ever since.
Nothing's wrong.
I promised your mother to get to the bottom of this, and I'm going to. I haven't seen you smile since the day you drove in here in that fancy carriage. You've been no more one of us than if you never came home at all.
I'm sorry, Pa, if I've upset everyone.
It's because your home's not fine enough now, because we're not fine enough.
That's not true. It has nothing to do with that.
Ephraim!
We're in here, Ma.
Oh, Ephraim, a message. It just came from the village.
Who's it from?
Well, I don't know. I didn't open it.
See if you can talk some sense into her, Ma. I just can't.
Oh, Miranda, dear, it's just that Paul loves you. We all love you, and it hurts us so to see
I'll
you.
be concerned if this don't beat all.
Well, what is it?
Nicholas Van Ryn is in Greenwich. He's coming here this afternoon.
He's here.
On a matter of the greatest importance, he says.
Oh, at last. At last.
Huh? What in Tunket could he want?
I don't know, Pa. I'm only hoping. Hoping.
Now, our sponsors at Lifter, creators of literally everything.
Literally anything. The camera that you're...
We'll bring you Act 3 of Dragonwick, starring Gene Tierney and Vincent Price in a moment.
Okay.
Back now to Mr. William Keighley.
I was going to
Act
say...
3 of Dragonwick, starring
Really
Gene
scary.
Tierney as Miranda
It hasn't
and Vincent
got very
Price
scary
as
yet.
Nicholas. They returned to Dragonwick a few weeks later. Nicholas Van Ryn and the gay and beautiful Miranda Wells, this time as man and wife.
Gay
A
and
month later,
beautiful.
Nicholas went away on a business trip.
Husband and wife?
Now he's back in the arms of his young and beautiful bride.
Oh, Nicholas, you're home at last.
Miranda, I'd almost forgotten how lovely you are.
I'm not when you're not with me. I'm not anything.
You have missed me?
Oh, terribly. Katrine, too.
She's still in Boston, of course, with her aunt.
She seems wonderfully happy from her letters. She wants to stay, go to school there with her cousin.
An excellent decision.
But, Nicholas...
I'm very selfish, my darling. I want only you at Dragonwick. Only you.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't know.
Oh, Peggy, this is Mr. Van Ryn. Was it anything important?
Well, it was just to remind you they ate none of your breakfast this morning.
Please, let's not talk of food.
Well, you'll eat everybody your lunch, or there'll be quite a bit of talk.
Tell me, Peggy, why do I ever put up with you?
I don't know, ma'am, but you'll eat your lunch just the same.
And who is that?
Her name is Peggy O'Malley, Nicholas. I've engaged her as my personal maid.
Your maid, that untidy little creature?
She's not untidy, Nicholas. And her lame leg's no fault of hers. She's had a miserable life.
Well, that's the strangest recommendation I've ever heard.
She's bright and willing and good to me. And, Nicholas, I want her as my maid.
I shall have Tompkins give her some extra money and a good character.
It's so little to ask. Please, Nicholas.
Deformed bodies depress me, Miranda.
How dare you say that?
How dare I?
You speak as if her crippled leg were a weakness on her part rather than God's will.
We'll agree, then, it is God's will. Now tell me the plans for the Kermesse ball. Oh, I saw Madame Duclos in New York. She'll have your gown ready in plenty of time.
I shan't need a new gown, Nicholas.
Why not?
Pardon, what was that,
We
my
can't
good
have
fellow?
a ball without people.
You deformed
Everyone's
body
declining our
depress
invitation.
you?
It's because of me, Nicholas. As you married me.
Miranda, you are Mrs. Nicholas Van Ryn.
Right,
You will be with me wherever I am.
I think I'm going to start using that.
Yes, Tompkins?
Luncheon is ready on the veranda.
Get out of my sight. Deformed bodies
Yes?
depress me.
Sometimes I think that you're friends, that we...
That we what?
I think
I
about the
wouldn't
night,
really,
the
obviously.
night Joanna died.
Your friends touch each other at night, my dear. I hate to be the one to break
In
it
the
to
hope
you.
that our gossip-mongering neighbors would be more approving.
I don't care what they think, Nicholas. It's just that we know, and so does God.
Miranda, I've never heard you speak so childishly before. Do you believe there's a God snooping on human behavior, punishing all violations of the pastor's latest sermon?
I believe that God has put a sense of right and wrong within all of us, Nicholas. And that when we do wrong, no matter if no one else knows, we do.
Yes, my dear. Now, sit down. Luncheon looks delicious.
Nicholas, you do believe in God.
I believe in myself, and I am answerable to myself. I will not live according to printed mottos like the directions on a medicine
Damn
bottle.
straight, Padawan.
Would you like me to say grace?
Most definitely the
Then I
one,
shall mix the
the
salad
only Vincent Price.
I can't stay here. I can't.
Miranda! Miranda, what possible excuse can you have for humiliating me before the servants? What is the matter with you?
I believe in God.
Which is your privilege. I have no intention of
And so will my child believe in him.
Miranda.
And I will pray to God to make him healthy and strong and happy.
Oh, my darling, my darling.
Have I done something to please you at last?
May I kiss you, Miranda? Please, may I kiss you? I was sorry to interrupt your meeting with the farmers, Dr. Turner, but...
Well, we hardly expected you, Mr. Van Ryn. As you gathered, we were celebrating the new state constitution. Farmers may now buy the lands they've been working.
I came on a still more important mission. You have not seen Mrs. Van Ryn of late, have you?
No, I've not seen Mrs. Van Ryn for months.
She's about to have a child. I need your help. Dr. Williams is there, but
Williams is a fine
He's
doctor.
a fool. I beg of you to help her.
She's in danger?
I don't know that she... Doctor,
Yeah, I think it is.
nothing must
Naked
happen
Gun.
to my son.
That
I'll
has
do what I
Leslie
can.
Nielsen written all over.
Those lips would be oh so fine. But does the carpet match the drapes?
Thank heaven you've come, Doctor.
Okay, I need to pause it real quick. That line, Padawannabe, would you like to kiss me on the veranda? The lips, no, that's Chevy Chase. That is Three Amigos. Three Amigos. That's right. Okay, I caught it right before you did it. All right, I'm glad that I remembered that. I've seen that movie probably over 100 times.
I think Van Ryn would kill me if anything went wrong.
But that's nonsense, Dr. Williams.
Is it? When I tried to resign from the case last week, he had me locked in my room, watching me all the time through those icy eyes of his.
About Mrs. Van Ryn.
She'll have her child before evening. Everything's quite normal.
Then why did he send for me?
The child. There's an irregularity in the heartbeat.
I see. Why don't you get some rest, Doctor?
You'll call me? My room is just down the hall.
Don't worry. I'll call you.
God, I need to rewatch Three Amigos. I love that movie so much.
I know some people do watch parties, but whenever Mr. Stark tries to do one, it always has, like,
Yes, Miranda.
inferior results with viewership, and it's a lot of extra production work.
You'll take care
Yeah,
of me.
I've had the
Yes,
same result.
I'll be all right then. I'm not afraid anymore. You'll help me.
I'll help you. I'll always help you, Miranda. It's all right, Miranda. Everything will be all right.
You know, I'm thinking about doing movie breakdowns, like old movies that I really enjoyed, and kind of getting into the nitty gritty of the plot of it.
I have an idea that should probably give both of your channels a quick kick in the tape to be able to get them up and moving.
Let me hear it.
Why don't you coalesce with Ben from Cinema Gulp, who also does a lot of deep dives? I feel like you could provide us some information there, and vice versa. Mr. Stark enjoys his company over there on many an occasion.
That would be awesome. I actually saw him for the first time on the stream with you. Was it you and Rob Wright? It was a couple days.
It wasn't me. It was probably Mr. Stark.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, no, yeah. Sorry, my bad. But yeah, I met. I saw him on stream, and he has like a really nice head of hair. And I was just like, I have to comment. You have a nice head of hair, and you have great taste in movies. So yeah, that'd be awesome to get in connection with him. That'd be very cool.
Why do you look so sober, Dr. Turner? This is a day of joy. My son has been born.
There's something you must know, Mr. Van Ryn. Your son is not well. I can't tell you how sorry I am. But your wife is fine, and in time, there's no reason why she can't have other children.
My son is entirely well, Dr. Turner.
His heart is malformed. Nobody's fault. Nothing could have prevented it. It's just a tragic accident that he won't live.
There's a carriage waiting to take you to the village.
You will never believe anything you don't want to, will you?
And there'll be no need for you to see Mrs. Van Ryn again. If you'll excuse me, Doctor, the pastor is waiting. My son will be baptized tomorrow.
And in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost, I do baptize thee, Adrian Peter Van Ryn. Mynheer Van Ryn, please accept my most sincere congratulations.
Thank you, Dominic.
And you, dear lady.
Thank you.
You understand, of course, that this house ceremony was only at the insistence of Mrs. Van Ryn. In a month or two, my son will be properly baptized in the Dragonwick Church.
Yes, of course.
No, Nicholas. We can thank God that he was baptized in time.
In time?
The child I hold in my arms, my son is dead.
Is that you, Peggy?
Yes, Mum. Should I light some candles?
No, I like the dark.
Oh, you'll ruin your eyes.
No, I like not being able
How
to
long has
see
he
it
been
all.
up there this time? In the tower room?
A week, maybe more.
Oh, ever since the baby.
I'm sure it isn't very pleasant for him, Peggy.
Oh, and what is it for you? Shut up there for days on end without a word or a sound.
Peggy.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going up to him.
Oh, not alone.
Don't be silly.
Oh, I'll not let you go up there alone. No, don't, please. I'm afraid.
Well, Miranda, now that you've come up here, don't be frightened.
I'm not frightened, Nicholas.
Yes, you do have courage. It must have taken a great deal to make a pilgrimage to the mysterious tower room. I assume your twisted little servant is offering up suitable prayers for your safe return?
I see no reason why they should be necessary.
Why? Because of what you see? Just a room, no velvet drapes?
Nicholas, what do you do in this room?
What do I do?
What don't I do in this room is the question.
But how could you understand?
What's in the box?
By ordinary standards, you're quite intelligent. But I will not live by ordinary standards. I will not look to the ground and move on the ground with the pack. Not so long as there are those mountain tops out there and clouds and limitless space. You still don't understand, do you?
I want to try if you'll help me.
Then steel yourself. Prepare to have your God-fearing, farm-bred, prayer-fattened morality shaken to its core. You see, I have become what is vulgarly known as a drug addict.
Why?
What? No tearful reproaches. No attempts to regenerate me.
Why do you find it necessary?
Because I have set free something within me. Something that ever since I can remember has been like a rock in my heart, in my brain. Pushing at me. Choking.
I know you better than you think, and you're just running away.
Is it as simple as all that?
Yes, Nicholas, as simple as that. When you've come up against something unpleasant that you couldn't change, like the rent law.
For the death of my son.
Oh, son.
Get out of here.
I want to help you.
I don't need to be helped.
Help me, then. Please don't shut me out like this. Let me be unhappy with you and happy again. Let me be part of you. Let me love you and love me, too.
That's how she would talk. Joanna. And Joanna is dead.
Sunday it was, Dr. Turner. She went up to the tower room to see him, but it did no good at all.
That's quite a story, Peggy, but I'm afraid you'll have to tell Mrs. Van Ryn there isn't much I can do for her husband.
Tell her? Well, she doesn't know I've come to see you. It isn't him I'm worried about. It's her. I'm afraid for her.
Afraid of what?
Well, I can't say right out, sir, but there's a blackness in that house and in him. Oh, you've got to take her away.
What makes you think she wants to go?
Whether she wants to or not. You can't leave her there to be hurt and hurt again, not knowing what she's done wrong or how to do right. Happy as a child because he so much as sends a plant to a room and...
A plant? What sort of a plant?
Something that grows in the hothouse, sir. Grimald, I think she said.
Come on, Peggy.
What eat Satan's lettuce, the devil's cabbage.
Why have you come to my room, Nicholas? What do you want?
Inasmuch as this is
I
my
took it
house,
to help
I
plan
explain
for
my
me.
presence in it.
Of course not. Forgive me. I'm just so tired.
Yet I cannot remember you more beautiful than you are now. Your strength, your grace, your unexpected look of quality. It would be a pity if you were not to have another child.
That's a matter of the Lord's will.
Oh, yes, the Lord. The Lord who giveth life and also takes it away. Why did he take away my son's life?
I have no way of knowing that, Nicholas.
Why do you suppose you are here, Miranda? By the Lord's will or by mine? What you are is the reflection of what I wanted you to be. Now, you do look frightened. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of Johanna.
Why?
I don't know. Nicholas, what is it?
Ah, lovely tune.
Nothing. Nothing.
All the
It's just
music
the
in
wind
this
through the trees.
There is no wind
There is
tonight.
somewhere. It's not important. It's stopped now.
But I didn't hear anything.
Neither did I.
But you did, and you still do. It's from the Red Room. The harpsichord. Azil.
Stop it, Miranda.
And Catherine did hear it that night when Johanna died. And you must have heard it too. And you must have been listening the night our little son. I never believed it, really, but now I do. Nicholas, where are you going? Nicholas! He's in the Red Room, Doctor, staring at that picture on the wall. Just standing there staring at that picture.
Wait here, Peggy. Good evening, Mr. Van Ryn.
What? Oh, Dr. Turner. Summoned in the best heroic tradition by the faithful little cripple. And have you an army of farmers armed with pitchforks lurking in the garden?
No, that fight's long over and you lost it. But Peggy seemed worried about you.
Do I look as if I needed medical aid?
I can't diagnose from appearance alone.
You've become more careful, Dr. Turner. I can recall when your diagnoses were less thorough.
I've learned a lot since then. For one thing, I've made a careful study of plant life.
I would think human life more important.
Jeff, what are you doing?
Where you're wrong.
About to discuss plant life with your husband.
Somebody's never watched
I assume
Little
you
Shop
thanked
of
him prettily
Horrors.
for the lovely plant in your room.
I don't understand.
He understands. Your late wife's bedroom, Mr. Van Ryn.
I know a
the
little
night she
guy
died.
by the name of Audrey,
I was
too.
never able to forget that plant.
Disagree with you.
At first, I thought only that it was very beautiful. I've learned since it was also very deadly.
Nicholas, what does he mean?
The plant contains a glucoside, similar in action to digitalis, but much more toxic. How shrewd to have a doctor on hand that night you asked me to dinner. And weren't you lucky, Mr. Van Ryn, that I wasn't a better doctor? It was all so simple. Your wife with the bad cold. She couldn't possibly have tasted anything in the cake. It was soaked with rum anyway.
I don't believe it.
Pick up his pistol, Miranda. I suggest that you stay here, Mr. Van Ryn. Don't try to leave Dragonwyck. If you do, even your friend, the prosecutor, will be quite helpless to aid you.
Nicholas.
Let me alone and get out. All of you. Get out.
There he is, sitting on the patroon's chair, just like he did at the Kermesse.
Hold up your lanterns there. Mr. Van Ryn. Mr. Van Ryn. Mayor Curtis, isn't it?
If you don't mind, Mr. Van Ryn, I'll have to ask you to come along with us.
But I do mind. I have no intention of going anywhere with anyone.
This is not a request, Van Ryn. You're under arrest.
Back so soon, Dr. Turner?
Nicholas, please.
My wife.
You're under arrest for being facetious.
My only chance. How little you know me, Miranda. Even Joanna would never have said that. Dr. Turner, you might use your influence to benefit these men for once and tell them to get out of here.
How little you know me, Mr. Van Ryn, or them.
I am well armed, Dr. Turner. You don't believe I'd shoot again?
Yes, I believe you.
Drop your pistol, Van Ryn. All right, men, take the prisoner.
Have it your own way, then. Oh. Look at you. All of you. Taking off your hats. That's right. Take off your hats in the presence of the patron.
Take it off! Take it all off!
Take it all off. Exactly.
Now you're going home, Miranda, leaving Dragonwick.
You could ride to the boat landing with me, Jeff.
I'd like nothing better, except that I'd have to ride back here alone. Is that all you're taking with you?
It's all I brought with me from home, except a black dress.
The way you just said home, as if you never had any other.
Have I? Ever? You know, Ma once said she never should have let me come to Dragonwick. That she was afraid. You couldn't marry a dream, she said. Do you dream, Jeff?
Sometimes I dream.
Some dreams are very real. So real that they get confused with reality. And then when you wake up and look around, you find yourself saying, what am I doing here? What has this to do with what I want? Then I guess you make up your mind you've had a nightmare. And you go crawling to your ma and pa.
So it's back to Greenwich now, Miranda, with never another thought of anything here.
Greenwich isn't so far away, Jeff. Perhaps sometime you'll be passing through.
Wonderful presentation, beautiful program.
As every producer knows, truly fine actors in a truly great play are surefire box office. And that's what we enjoyed tonight, with all our thanks to Gene Tierney and Vincent Price.
Thank you, Bill. It was a real thrill doing Dragonwick again with Vince. Although I must say, he makes a somewhat awesome patroon.
You know, Gene, that title has always bothered me. I keep mixing it up with platoons, paltroons, doubloons, pontoons.
And Looney Tunes.
Speaking of patroons, I wonder how many of our audience know that Vincent Price is one of Hollywood's most loyal patrons of the arts.
Well, Bill, I've always been interested in painting and encouraging young painters.
And you're a very talented painter yourself, Bill.
Mostly out of curiosity.
How do you mean, curiosity?
Well, when I start a painting, I never know quite what it's going to be. And when I'm finished, I always wonder what it is.
Do you go in for painting, Gene?
All I know is the primary colors. Stop and go.
I'd say Gene's thought is motion pictures. Good night.
Good night, and come back again soon.
All right, that was pretty good. I think what ended up happening was that lady, the manifestation of Vincent Price's ex-wife that died. I think that she was a dream the entire time. Is that what that was?
Definitely, yeah, she definitely channeled. There was a channeling of method acting in that particular piece.
It was almost like Silent Hill 2, where Maria is actually like the manifestation of James's dream of Mary. If y'all know about Silent Hill 2, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. It started off kind of slow, but it was definitely a cool.
It was a 3-act program that was approximately 60 minutes.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do one more song, and then I'll do a short one after this, and then we'll probably call it a night if that's all right.
Lead the way, Kemosabe. It's your show.
All right. Hopefully the high notes aren't so high that they drown out this time. Let me see if this will help.
Lean back from the microphone. Don't project into it. And if you don't have a way to diffuse your sound, grab a frying pan and hold it between you and the mic, and it won't peak as much. It's an old trick, but it works.
How does this sound? How does this sound?
That's a reverb. That's the exact opposite of what you want. With
Okay.
the mic.
How about this?
Well, did you take my advice? Do you have a sound way? Do you have a way to diffuse your sound?
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't know
Go
how.
downstairs to the kitchen, and I am well aware that your kitchen is downstairs. And grab yourself a small frying pan and hold it between you and the microphone, and that will assist you in any peaks.
Okay.
I promise you. Anybody that screams or sings in high notes knows that you need a sound diffuser between you and your microphone.
Okay, how about this?
There you go. See how evenly dispersed that sound.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's do this. Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You say that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen will slowly fade away. So I'll start a revolution from my bed. 'Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace and take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away. But don't look back in anger, I heard you say. Take me to the place where you go, where nobody knows if it's night or day. Please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band who'll throw it all away. I'm gonna start a revolution from my bed. 'Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. And stand up beside the fireplace. Take that look from off your face. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. My soul slides away. But don't look back in anger, I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away. But don't look back in anger, I heard you say. My soul slides away. But don't look back in anger. Don't look back in anger. I heard you say, at least not today.
Now, what if I told you that you had minimal peaking based on my advice?
Thank you so much.
Well done, spot on, spot on.
Thank you. I did have a little issue with some high notes, but I did get the notes out and the peaking went to a minimal. So thank you so much, ALASTOR.
Happy to assist. Remember, as somebody who works in the theater of the mind, I understand sound production on an intimate level.
Yeah, you're really a genius when it comes to sound. So I thank you so much for being here and helping me get through that. And eventually I'll get these audio mixing properly and everything will be on tune and ready to go with minimal help. So we're gonna do one more of the short ones and then we'll probably call it a night.
Marvelous.
And then yeah, we'll be here every Sunday. I want to thank everybody that's here. Y'all are awesome as usual. Thank you for being here. Y'all are my rangers, and I will fight with you for the Earth's safety every day of the week if y'all let me. Thank you for being here, and we will get this going in 2025. I have so much planned, and I'm just blessed to have you here, and I hope that you'll join me in 2025 to see the progress that is on its way, because I do have a lot in store, and especially with ALASTOR and Tony and so many others that are willing to take me under their wing and kind of teach me the ropes and get me prepared for the old Apollo Creed fight. You know, I gotta be Rocky. You know, gotta run the miles and all the good steps. So gotta train like Goku and Saitama. You know, do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 100 pull-ups a day. And
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 5-kilometer run each and every single day. During the warm seasons, he never used the air conditioner. During the cold seasons, he never turned on the heater. The training was so intense that his hair fell out and he gained his super strength.
Yeah. Well, I already got the hair falling out, so maybe I'm already halfway there. So we'll just get the rest of the hair to fall out, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I just want to thank you all so much, and we're gonna get into this last one. And if I really like to have y'all's opinions on some of this stuff too. What would you like to see in 2025? What would you like to see this channel improve on, and what are the things that you think that the channel does well? And you know, just your opinions. I'd like to hear some of y'all's suggestions and advice and opinions and stuff like that. So you can DM me always on X at Thetazord, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So in light of that, let's get this last one going, and then we can close it out for the night, and we can start 2025. And let's see, it'll be a day in an hour for me.
Well, we also want to extend our invitation to Stark Tower at New York, because we are doing our New Year's Eve party early, because everybody else in the YouTube sphere is going to be partying on the 31st. We've elected to use our Manic Monday Stark Party as our New Year's celebration event. So we hope to see you all there.
Yes, if there's any wrenches in the chat that wants to put out a reminder that the stream for Stark Tower New Year's party is going to be tomorrow, please do that in the chat. If not, then I'll do it during this next program. But definitely be there tomorrow. He throws an amazing party as always. He is the man, the myth, the legend that always takes people under his wing and helps people when he doesn't have to. He's the most generous man on the internet. That's Tony Stark, and I owe everything to him. And thank you so much for being in the chat. And I love you. I love you, brother. And I love all of y'all. Y'all are my family. And let's go ahead and get this started. Wrenches, if you can do that, I'd appreciate it. If not, I'll go ahead and do that.
Tired of the everyday routine? Ever dream of a lot? Tired of the Tired of the everyday routine? Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure?
Not
Wanna
really.
get
I
away
kind of like
from it
ripping people
all?
apart. That's
We
my
offer you Escape. Escape, designed to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
Or you struggle to escape every now
Tonight,
I need to
we
get the
escape
fine
into the
printed.
mind
for
of
an
a
episode
man
of
who has
Escape.
been sentenced to die. A man who attempts to refuse the bitter fate society has imposed upon him, as James Poe tells it in his seething tale of violent death, Present Tense, starring Vincent Price.
Through the dim pane, the cold, dark land wheels away, and the hills beyond, below the stars, are black and sharp. Dead hills, dark sky. Cold steel below my feet, cold as the face of the officer at my side, cold as the cuffs which link my arm to his, which join us on this journey to the prison, where I die.
Want a cigarette?
No.
Go on, take one.
No, I don't use them.
Oh.
Has this happened to you before?
What?
Being handcuffed to a murderer. Has it happened to you before?
Sure, plenty of times.
To an axe murderer?
Yeah, there's nothing special, brother. Lots of guys axe their wives, lots of them.
I could have escaped after it happened, but I didn't, and now it's too late. Late.
The last time that I saw an
Late,
axe
ever too
murderer
late.
is playing some
Never too
Huey
late, too late.
Lewis. Am I right?
Escape. If the train were to be wrecked, if the detective were to be killed. Late. Late. The sweet escape. The light escape. The crash escape. No! Oh, no, no, no! The darkness. Where am I? The cars must have gone down the gully. No lights and those people in pain. This thing fastened to my wrist went halfway through the glass of the door. Keep back from his blood. I don't seem to be hurt. No broken bones. Escape. Now the key in his pocket, his bloody pocket, and the cuffs are off. His gun and the wallet. His face. His face is gone. His own mother wouldn't know him. I'm free. Fire. Fuel oil. I must get away. Here. My ring onto his finger. There, that completes it.
I knew it was a wicked witch of the West.
Yes.
Where to?
Up Beverly Glen above Sunset. I'll show you where.
Gotcha. Read about the big train wreck?
Yes. Understand almost 100 were killed. Here you are. Keep the change.
Thanks.
My home. It looks so small, so shabby. No one took care of it during the trial. No one cared. No one. No one cares now, but that's good. I like that. I'll be alone, and I won't let the neighbors see me, and I'll sleep and figure out where I go next. The light. Someone's in there.
And the whole thing went so slick.
You'll always be the brains for both of us, Vincent. Always.
You bet I will, baby. You bet I will.
Oh, no, it can't be. She's dead. I know she's dead.
Want another bottle of beer, honey, huh?
Yeah, sure, it's cold.
You bet.
Some bottles of beer on the wall, honey.
I'm not.
You said a mouthful there.
Your husband
Take
allowed
one
to do
down, pass
everything
it around.
like this.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
All he could do was sit around Holmes all the time.
We framed it so good that even...
I could happily go for another beer. Today's choice of beer libation is Yingling.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one.
An Ohio-based brewery and one of the oldest breweries on the east coast of the United States of America.
Nice.
Yingling's one of the most consistently good beers that I've heard people talk about.
Open the kitchen
Cheers,
door.
my good fellow. I hope that you have some of those out there in Texas, or Mr. Stock might go mad.
On the wall by the stove.
No, I think I'm pretty sure there is.
Alice, I hear something.
Oh, you're nervous, baby. Yeah. Relax just a little bit.
I see them now. It is she.
Actually, I know for a fact
How did they trick me into imagining the murder? I am innocent.
Sweetmeats. That's what you are, sweetmeats.
Love her, man.
The pig in his dirty undershirt. Soft, weak, white neck, fat on his arms. Pig. Grip the cleaver and walk like a feather. He shall be first. Soft, white neck.
Honest, I hear something.
What's the matter, sweetmeats? What's the matter?
What's up, sweet cheeks?
You killed him!
Yes.
Oh, dear.
No!
Oh, your first time.
I was innocent, and I thought myself guilty, and now I am truly guilty, and never in my life have I felt so innocent.
Seems to enjoy the moida.
Like a dream, like a nightmare, the confession, the conviction, the sentence, and now, once more, dark night, cold steel, the sound of wheels, just as I lived it before. Why, even the cold face of the silent officer at my side, hard, cold face, so much like that
I
other
do love
face.
it when Mr. Price waxes poetic.
Go on, take one. No, I don't use them.
Oh.
Has this happened to you before?
Does have an act
What?
for-
Being handcuffed to a murderer, has it happened to you before?
Sure, plenty of times.
We call the term
murderer?
flair, my good fellow,
You're nothing
flair.
special, brother. Lots of guys axe their wives. Lots of them.
But were you ever cuffed to an axe murderer who killed two people at once?
What are you talking about?
Like I
in my
said,
crime, what I
he's
did, I killed them
first
both.
time.
Blam. Take it easy, brother. They only
But
kill
you
your wife.
enjoyed it,
Just
so-
her, just one, that's all.
He only killed him with an axe? Dude, I used to eat my kills. Oh, wait! I
It's been
still
raining
do.
for some days now. And beyond the barred window, the leaden sky bleeds sorrow on the barren land. The lonely land, the land beyond the prison wall. The sky was blue when first I came here, blue, so blue. And now it has become as the walls of my cell, of all our cells. Dark, cheerless cells, these lifeless cells, these cells of men who wait to die. That wet sky, gray sky, cheerless sky. But it is beautiful. I have 12 hours left of life, 12 hours left to live. Beautiful sky, beautiful, beautiful, wet and fresh and alive. Oh, rather would I spend eternity at a well's bottom with but one patch of that to gaze upon than leave this life, than leave this earth, than leave this sky. But leave it I must. The guard told me no man has ever escaped San Quentin's death row. Blocks and bars, guards and guns lie between me and the world beyond. No escape, not from here. But wouldn't it be nobler to gamble my life in bold attempt and lay it down in reckless resignation, eh? So, now to get out of this super-guarded area. Oh! Oh, guard! Guard! Oh!
I think we just had an orgasm.
Cut it out.
Oh, what's wrong? What's the matter with you?
My gut! Here! It's killing me!
Your gut, huh? I'll call a medic.
Now that medic might waste time asking too many questions.
All over down here. There! Oh, don't touch that place again.
Call the ambulance. Right. This man's got appendicitis.
Well, that was a burst of information.
What do I do?
Well tied up. They're giving shots today.
Oh, he's acting kind of crazy. Let's get him over to the hospital block. Now, hurry.
Can't drive any faster. My windshield's steamed up.
So wipe it.
You got a rag?
Yeah, here. You could use my handkerchief.
Okay, pal. Give him the handkerchief.
Oh, my gun!
Keep right on driving through the gate, or the top of your head comes off.
You won't get away with this?
I will. I'm betting my life that I will.
I will hedge that
back
bet.
is the prison?
About 15 miles. At least that.
Okay, pull over. I'm taking her from here. And you two. I want your money, your clothes. And then you can walk back and explain about me.
Explain about him.
Laundry day. Nothing clean, right?
They won't find the ambulance for days. Not at the bottom of that canyon. Now I cross the border on foot and into Mexico.
Your drink, senor.
Oh, thank you. When does the next bus leave for Mexico City?
At 12 o'clock, senor.
A little card bought in a back room with no questions asked, and I become a tourist. 4 days' growth of beard, and I become poor. An empty suitcase with a butterfly net strapped to its outside, and I become a source of amusement. A funny, dumb gringo. And who looks with suspicion on the funny, dumb gringo tourist?
Funny?
Poor?
Dumb? Gringo? Mexican Iron Man, is that you?
But not when you are hungry. Not when you are an American who's hungry. Americans aren't supposed to be hungry. What can I do? All I know is writing, the writing of poetry. There is one place I might sell some poems. Pollen. His magazine prints some English stuff. Perhaps, well, why not? I have 3 pesos left. Buy some paper, a pencil, sit in the park, write, and storm the bastions.
I love how he just has that wonderful Mexican accent. Joe?
Huh?
He does. He's a magnificent accent.
Yes, he does. Brilliant actor.
Do you like them, Mr. Pollen?
Excuse me, Lucida. They had a way about
have some poems here.
evoking their emotions through their voice that no modern actor can do.
The river double.
Outside of St. Michael Keaton, most likely not.
Passion of my soul.
Yeah, there are a few that still do it, but a lot of them just rely on
It's just what I thought.
You are too kind.
The poet should read his own work.
that drips sweet droplets, passion's goblets, fate's thy role.
Lucita likes your stuff.
A rare woman.
And I like what Lucita likes.
Aha.
She says we do a book of your stuff.
Oh?
So here's an advance.
Too much.
Take it.
When the book.
That it is.
Right.
Got the poem?
I'll get them.
Your name is?
Smith.
No good to dull.
So true.
I'll make a new one.
Please do.
And so?
Good day, and I'll be back.
In 30 days.
With the poem. America. Miles below, the bleak brown mountains, the desert yellow and red. My own, my native land. My advance money went for new clothing and a round-trip plane ticket to Los Angeles and my new lease on life. In a small file under the eaves of the little house in Beverly Glen, there are poems, more than 1,000 of them, poems which no one has ever seen, poems written in the evenings after work, on Sundays. And now, with the beard and the hat and the glasses, no one will recognize me. A cane. I ought to carry a cane, too. Get the poem. Does someone live there in the house? Has someone bought it? No matter. Get the poems, and then get back to Mexico City.
Welcome back. Long drill. Get to Mexico City.
Someone is living here. I wonder who. The hedge is trimmed. And my hammock. Someone's put on a new canvas cover.
Fred, get the door.
When you get it yourself, baby, I'm shaving.
Oh, all right.
Yeah?
Oh, no, it can't be.
Well, what do you want?
Her face, it's Mary, but I thought I killed her.
Who is it, baby?
Well, what is it, mister? What do you want here?
Our Are you the lady of the house?
Huh? Who's out at the door?
Some creep with a beard.
With
Yeah, I'm the lady of the
beard.
house, but I don't want to buy anything.
Well, what is it, Santa Claus? What do you want?
Are you the man of the house?
Yeah, I'm the man of the house. That's sweet meat.
I'll say.
So what of it?
I'm making a
Santa
survey.
Claus, huh?
I'd like to ask you questions. May I come in?
Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, let him. What's the difference?
Thank you. First, your name.
Name?
Yes, please.
Fred Sneed.
Hey, where's he going? Mister, what do you want in my kitchen?
The cleaver, Mary. Don't you know me?
Hey, who are you, mister?
Look close, Mary.
The cleaver. Put it down.
Know me? Know the man you tricked into San Quentin?
Oh, no, don't. Put down that.
He liked Moita a little bit too much.
Yes, Mary. Yes.
No!
He sent one down to you out, Alistair.
Confession, conviction, sentence, transportation, and again the death cell as before. But when I came here, they promised I could keep the beard. They promised I could keep the beard. And it's gone. Gone. I can't remember when. What's that? Who's coming?
Fucking lions.
Ready?
Ready.
It's time to go, my son.
Time to go.
You've refused my help up to now, but perhaps you'd like to walk with me.
Rather beside you, Padre, than beside one of these mercenaries.
Mercenaries,
My
eh?
legs. The muscles quiver, not with fear, no, but with the desire to feel themselves moving, straining, acting, while yet there is time. I'm not afraid.
Sounds to me like he's a gym
I hate the
rat.
thought of its being killed by these men. My beautiful body, soon it will be dead, cold, rotting dead. It will rot. No, they must not do this to me.
You must be brave, my son.
That's it.
My body.
Oh,
Years I spent
That's
with my
right.
corporeal master, the yogi.
It's all about the delivery,
learning
my good fellow.
bodily purpose,
Delivery is
my bodily
important.
care, the use of willpower to control my body. The yogi, my teacher, yes. I shall use yoga. Suspend my breathing and become invulnerable to their gas. Suspend my body functions to the point of death and fool their doctor, of course. Oh, yes, the greatest escape of them all, and this time I must succeed.
All right, here we are.
The room is so small.
so
Somehow
tight.
I had imagined it would be larger. And here is the chair. Yes, straps.
What technique did the rude yoga instructor use to get an out-of-body
With
experience?
the dark faces.
Downward dog.
dimly through.
Astral projection!
A time machine. Machine for launching a man into another dimension. So true. I'd best begin to prepare myself.
Relax.
Relax. Must relax. It won't be easy.
Have you any last words, my son?
Yes, one request.
Yes.
Do not allow my
my
poor
axe.
body to be dissected or embalmed, but on the third day after my death, cremate it.
That will be arranged as you desire.
Thank you.
God be with you, my son. Remember what Christ
axe
said to the
be
two
with
criminals.
you in your head.
In this day shalt thou be with me in heaven.
Now move your head forward a little. All right, put the hood down. There. Now, when you hear the pellets drop into the acid, don't try any tricks. Just breathe deeply, see? Fumes don't hurt, see? You just cooperate with us. Make it easy on yourself, pal. You know what I mean?
Dark here under the hood. Now, the last breath, as the yogi taught me. And the lungs hold it. Body limp, all muscles, tendons, joints Relax, all slow the bloodstream, lock the breath. Hold. Hold. Slow. Slow. Hold. Suspend all bodily functions. Hold. Fix the eye in. Suspended animation. Gently. Fix the mind on time. Ease the beating of my heart. Time as a picture on the screen of my mind. Slower. Slower. My perception is slower. The time seems to spin by now. Go slow, my heart. The ventilators go on, clearing the air of the poison fumes.
I can hear your
Now
heart.
the doctor will come with his stethoscope.
For the very
I
last
will my limbs submit my flesh to coldness.
All right, it's clear, Doctor. You can go on in.
What you mean you can hear his heart?
Let's see now.
He's about to die.
Respiration
He is.
ceased. Heart stopped. By the authority vested in me by the state of California,
I pronounce you
I
man and
pronounce
wife.
this man
I mean,
dead.
you're dead. You're dead.
John Wayne, is that you?
Consciousness in 6 hours' time.
This John Wayne impersonation was brought to you by the fine individual known as Victor Masculine.
Oh my. It's dark here and cold, so cold. I must get up and see. Oh, the prison morgue. It worked. But I'm cold, so cold. What's this on my toe? A tag. Too dark to read it, but I know what it says. It has my name, prison number, time of execution, yes. And now to look around, because the next step must be played just right. And this should be it. A coffin crate ready for shipping. Some cadaver being returned to a sentimental family. Well, that ought to be just right. With him on my slab, my tag on his toe, and the most perfect escape of all time underway, here we go. I will my body to return from its state of suspended animation and to come immediately out of trance when next this coffin shall be opened.
Oh, is that from? That's like from Bill.
Hello, old man. Funeral parlor. Poor fellow. Must have a bad heart. Let's see. No, it's going. Well, let's hope he's out for a while. This must be the workroom. Light hanging over the work table, and there a locker. With a suit. Fine. And here in the desk, might there not be some sort of... Yes, here, a petty cash box, and it's quite full. The old boy apparently doesn't believe in banks.
Yes, isn't so petty.
And now that Lazarus has returned
How
from
dare
death,
you?
this newspaper, Dateline, I was executed 4 days ago. Now I find myself resurrected in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Los Angeles, California. This is Los Angeles. You can claim your baggage in the station or on the platform.
I've returned to my home.
I never knew claiming.
Beautiful time to
so
return
dramatic.
home. My old hammock is there, and
It's quite
my
lovely.
flowers, my yard. The house is empty. The lawyer said he'd had it cleaned up. Oh, my books, my pictures. Here's my old
pipe. I haven't smoked it in years. Mary didn't like it. But now she's gone.
And now I get to
I
enjoy
don't hate her anymore.
cash.
Tobacco's still fairly fresh. Fill the pipe. There's that detective story I never got to finish. Now I'll have time. Now I'll have lots of time. Time to smoke and read and write and rest. The sun's almost down. Twilight. Wonderful time to get outside. Cool, sweet air. Wonder what kind of birds those are.
Something you can murder with an axe.
Oh, it's so nice. Light the pipe. And relax. Wish I could remember what page I was on, but no matter. I can begin again. I've got all the time in the world. The rest of my life. Birds. And the sun is slipping out of sight. Death of the sun. How red the sky. How soft those clouds. So lovely, so lovely. What's that? Birds playing in the fish pond. Look at them. Happy bird. That hissing. The neighbor is turning on his lawn sprinkling system. Lie here and smell the cool air. Evening coming on. Sky grows darker. Lie in the gathering twilight. Death of the day, birth of the night. Sweet softness of the summer night coming. Soon the stars. Oh, it's lovely, heavenly, just like heaven. Lie and swing, rock and rock, to and fro. Heavenly, heavenly.
By the authority vested in me by the state of California, I pronounce this man dead.
Escape is produced and directed by William N. Robeson. Tonight we have presented Present Tense by James Poe, starring Vincent Price as Roger. Featured in the cast were Charles McGraw as Fred Sneed, Joan Banks as Mary, Harry Bartell as the Doctor, and Ben Wright as Colin. Also heard were Tom Tully, William Lally, Jeff Corey, and Paul Freed. Special music was arranged and conducted by Darren Castillo. Next week.
Awesome. Awesome. I enjoyed that one a lot. Thank you, Skull of Calderones. Yes, he's dead, Jim. He's wearing a red shirt. Good night, y'all. Good night. Thank you so much for sticking around. Alistair, why don't you go ahead and plug you and Mr. Stark's events in the next week? I know you have your big event tomorrow, but if there's anything else you'd like to promote, go ahead and do that.
Of course.
And let me see about putting you in full screen. How do I do this?
That's completely up to you. Here we go.
No, I'm trying to. There you go.
Tomorrow, we will have a New Year's Eve celebration. This celebration will involve a Manic Monday stock party that will go from 7 p.m. to the gold time of 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We hope that we are able to provide you a motley assembly of entertainment, including the unlocking of karaoke after the paywall of $100 is met. We will carry on the challenge of having 20 new members, with the first 10 being purchased. If 10 members are obtained that night, we will match it and make it 20. We hope they also have use your words, chess, and just an enjoyable experience where you and your friends, from regardless of what community, can come and have a drink and feel welcome. This advertisement was brought to you by the fine folks at Nuka-Cola, alongside Grey Tortoise cigarettes and Iodine toothpaste. Because if you're going to ruin your smile, do it with class. A tube of bleach will do just fine. Thank you, Thetazord, for providing us a beautiful radio series of entertainment. We hope to be able to see you back here at this station next week. Please stay tuned. You never know what might happen on the next Tales of Interest.
That's right. Thank you so much, Alistair, for being here. It's so great to have you. And to have your expertise when it comes to the audio. Maybe it sounds a little better now, too. But anyway, thank you so much for everybody sticking around. I'm going to stop the screen sharing, and I'm just going to say a few things that I love all of you so much. We're going to get 2025 2025 kicked into gear. We're going to be doing some amazing stuff. I'm going to be putting out a teaser trailer in the next it'll probably be 2 weeks, because I have some props that I have to order. But first, I also just found out that Gunner sent in a $50 super chat, to the GoFundMe. So thank you so much, Gunner. That's amazing. Do it, Alistair. Yes.
You are my good fellow.
Yes. Yes. I was just saying that, Alice, Gunner. I just saw the super chat. Thank you so much, Gunner. That means the world. I appreciate that.
I have a feeling Gunner is going to unlock karaoke at least a little bit tomorrow night.
Dude, Gunner is he is a super producer on this new series that I'm working on. He was the first one that I shared my besides you, he was the second person that I shared the theme song for Dead Franchise Busters with. I think I shared the patch and the idea with him and stuff like that. It's gone beyond what I imagined, beyond what I initially told you it was going to be. It's gone through so much evolution since then. I have so many stories to tell with it, and I'm just excited to share it with y'all. I think it's going to be something that y'all are really going to enjoy, and it could really be something that can turn into a series, if not just for our own fun. But I think it could be something that could really be something that people enjoy, like a lot of people enjoy.
Oh, yes, but of course. And don't forget that Mr. Stark does have some putties, as well as foot soldier members that he wants to smash faces with.
That was one of the next things I was going to say too, along with the role-playing game that I'm getting all the kinks worked out in. I'm going to have shows where we do similar things like this, radio suspense stories. We're going to have news segments and stuff like that. If there's any big news in nerd culture and stuff, like if there's a new Ghostbusters movie or a new Transformers movie that looks good, anything like that. Lord Zed could send his monsters at any time, so y'all got to be ready to save the world. So when it gets to that point and Lord Master Zed or Lord Zed sends one of his monsters, y'all got to be on your game, and y'all got to turn into your superhero character and get ready to fight for this world. And on top of that, we are going to be also doing gaming with Stark. I'm going to be joining him, and he's going to be joining me, fighting some putties in Rita's Rewinds and fighting some Foot Clan in Shredder's Revenge and all sorts of stuff. I'm going to be doing Transformers Devastation. I'm going to finish Silent Hill 2. So there's a lot of gaming stuff in the process. There's a lot that's going to be happening in 2025, and I'm so blessed that y'all are here right now, and I hope that y'all join me in the future. Oh, and you'll get in on the karaoke too, Gunner? Hell yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah.
He is definitely a very generous benefactor. We cannot wait.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, I think that's all I have to plug, and I hope that y'all had a good night. If y'all have anything that y'all want to add to it, please message me on X and let me know what I can do, what you would like to see me improve on this channel, and what you enjoy, that type of stuff. I would just love to hear your feedback and see what I can do to make this a more entertaining and engaging program. I think that by adding the role-playing aspect of it, by getting y'all involved, I think that's something that is going. I've always wanted to be a part of that. Like when I watch a channel, I want to get involved in some way. And so I really thought hard about how we can incorporate the chats and get people in there to play a big part. And this, I hope that in the future, once we get all the kinks worked out, y'all have just as good a time as I hope that y'all would. That's in my mind. I hope y'all will. So anyway, just message me on X. I'm always going to respond at Thetazord. And yeah, I love all of y'all so much. And if you don't have anything else to add, ALASTOR, then I guess we'll close it out for the night.
Sounds wonderful. Sounds marvelous indeed. Thank you for once again hosting this wonderful radio program and bringing some of the theater of the mind to an entire generation that is completely and utterly deprived of such. We hope to bring back radio in more than just one way, because let's just say the fine folks at Vox Tech are tuning in, and we know how much we love the fine folks at Vox Tech. We love so very much. Excuse me, frog in my
No, of course. I understand. It just, you get something stuck in your throat sometimes. It just has to.
Pure, unmitigated hatred being one.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Skull of Cauldrons Minion. I appreciate that. It means the world that you enjoyed the show. Thank you, and I'll be doing this every Sunday, and I'm gonna be putting out regular videos too. And because of you, Skull of Cauldrons Minion, I'm gonna be doing more of those pitch meetings videos too. Those are pretty easy to put out, and I have a lot of fun watching them. And if you enjoy them, hopefully other people will enjoy them as well. They're really fun to do and easy to put out. So I'll start putting those out more often and get more content out there. So on that note, I'll leave y'all with that. May the power protect you, and we're gonna get into the new year on a good note. And 2025 is going to be the year for growth and change and strength and courage and justice.
Of some sort, that would be nice. Cheers once again, and have yourself a wonderful Monday morning. Because whenever we're done by tomorrow night, we're all going to be quite sloppy.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we're going to be playing a ending video. But if you want to head out early, go ahead. But if you want to stick around for the show, the ending stream, as we always do, we're going to be heading it out. May the power protect you. Love you all so much. May the power protect you again and again and again. Bye.
Over again, over easy.
All right. Later, everybody. Have a great night.
Watching wheels go, it brings truth in his eyes. He doesn't do comments that shows how he knows. The Theta Ranger morphs, knowledge overflows. Gadgets gets lost like wisdom from the net. Analyzing every clue, never breaks the sweat. From animated sci-fi treasures to